Man to man, don't tell me to shut up. You understand?
Shut up.
Don't tell me to shut up.
Let me finish.
Let me tell you something right now. Do not tell
Let
me to shut up.
finish.
Do not. You need to watch your mouth.
Let me finish.
You need to watch your mouth.
Islam's ethics are based upon Allah's will, and that's bad. And if
It's bad because you say so.
Yep, and if
Ding, 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 ding. It's bad. Don't point your finger at me if you don't want it back in your face. You gotta chill, okay?
I'm defending my country from becoming
How? By burning someone's book?
no by informing citizens here about the Islam problem.
The fact that you think makes you a mighty macho man by making a macho man by burning someone's holy book, by harming someone's beliefs and values.
Again, you won't let me answer.
You think that's okay? That's what you want, huh? Clout chasing. You just want to do something to check people's.
Interrupting.
Listen, don't raise your voice at me and think that's going to be okay. I'm not one of these dudes over here. You understand me? I'm not the one.
I will.
I'm not the one.
I will.
You don't want that.
And
You don't want it with me. You don't want the smoke with me. I'm not one of these people. You feel me? I'm not one of these people. I'm a little different.
Muslim, my wife. It's
Who? Who's your wife?
the Muslim.
Your Muslim your wife?
When Muslims, our women, it is okay because Muhammad was.
You're not a man. Really, nah. Like you need some more
times
dignity,
when
bro.
most of the
You need
time-
more dignity.
Hey, most of the
Hey,
times.
don't tell me, hey.
Most of the
Don't
times-
tell. Hey, we could cut all this garbage off. I'm
fine.
not one of them. You understand? I'm not one of them.
Street Dawah.
All right, guys, Street Dawah, you know what it is. We are here right now, Islam Net in the building, here about to meet this bum of a Quran burner. That's his title. Can you believe that he identifies with this? Like, this is how he's getting clout. It's kind of embarrassing. You can pop him right over there. Take a look at him. He's right over there. Yeah. Now, alhamdulillah, we here though, and this dude is literally responsible for helping us build this masjid. So shout out to him for that purpose. But we need to shut this down over here. All right, guys. Okay, what's going on, guys? How we doing? You all right? What's going on? What's your name?
Lars Thorsen.
Lars?
Lars.
This is Lars Thorsen, the infamous Quran burner. Lars is the founder of an anti-Islamic terrorist group based out in Norway who has gained publicity by burning the Quran. Lars's act of hatred has single-handedly united the Ummah to help raise over $500,000 to build Norway's first ever Dawah center and masjid. This is the uncut, heated interaction between me and the Quran burner from when I flew all the way from New York to Norway to not only confront him for his devilish acts, but also lead a protest against his evil actions. Guys, as you can tell right now over here, people are protesting and they're not even Muslim. You get what I mean? Like, I don't even know what they're doing, but they know that they're against this type of racist behavior. So do you support this type of behavior?
I support these people's rights.
By burning Qurans?
Yes, why not? It is a book. Yes.
It is a book that is very meaningful and close to billions of people. The same way the Bible is, the same way the Torah is, and it is wrong to do it to any book.
Yes, but this is still Norway.
It doesn't make it right. So if you would like to stop the Islamophobia happening in Norway, then click the link in my description and join me in IslamNet as we make history in building the first of its kind Dawah center and masjid in the country of Norway. So click the link in the description and donate whatever you can. And watch this full video so you can understand this devilish actions that are taking place in Norway. Now, let's get back to the video. Lars, okay, Larry, so what's going on?
What's going on? Well, we're gonna have political stand here talking about the Islam problem.
Islam problem.
Yes.
What's the problem?
The problem is the tenets of Islam.
Tell me about them.
There's a lot of things. There's no golden rule. There's
What do you mean there's no golden rule?
the golden rule is a concept in all the other world religions except Islam.
Really? What's the golden rule?
It tells me to behave towards you like in the same way that I would like you to treat me.
So treat your brother, right? So you have to treat them with goodness. That's what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying. But goodness,
Yes.
goodness is
So loving for your brother what you love for yourself.
yes,
So you're saying that Islam doesn't teach that?
yes,
Well, there's a narration that from the Prophet Muhammad that says to love for your brother what you love for yourself.
yes, and
So it says that.
yes, but that's the important distinction here is brother, because Muhammad talks about a brother, aka the other Muslims, not humanity.
So not humanity.
not humanity, only the brothers.
Okay, so you're saying that this is only applied towards Muslims,
Yes,
and not for general humanity.
that's correct. And you could say that the proof that there is no golden rule is you're talking about the hadith. But if there,
We're talking about a what?
Muhammad says this and that.
Yes.
In a
Hadith.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so what's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with that. But if there had been a golden rule in Islam, you would have found it.
But you keep saying this word of a golden rule, like that's just something you've created. That's not a real thing that you're even talking about, you know? So you just keep mentioning this golden rule again and again, like that makes it realistic when there isn't. You're making up this word yourself about this golden rule. Islam teaches, like, come on, think about it, right? Even from the fact when a woman was feeding a dog and giving them water, that allowed them to earn paradise. So you're talking about how it doesn't allow you to, it only works for Muslims? Well, that's not even true. Even if you take care of an animal, the Almighty rewards you. So what are you going on about?
And again, you're talking about hadiths, and maybe it's right that a female Muslim earns paradise if she is treating a dog well, but still she's not allowed to treat non-Muslims well. Because
Tell me the evidence for that.
the Quran says that you should, the Muslims are brothers, and they should treat non-Muslims harsh and be
Really?
Yes.
Well, if I was supposed to treat non-Muslims harsh, right, then I wouldn't be having a lot of friends when I'm pretty popular, and I'm pretty popular with everyone over here. And I would find someone who's very orthodox into my religion as well. And if Islam was that violent and dangerous that you talk about, you wouldn't be standing around me right now.
I would, because you can behave differently in different situations.
How so?
Dualism.
But you're doing the same thing right now.
No.
Yes, you are.
I am talking about the Islamic doctrines, and as I said, there's a dualism here which allows you to behave civilized towards me.
So you're saying that there's a dualism that allows me to behave one way towards you and one way towards the other people?
No, it allows you to behave, let me say, normal according to my ethics. Now, when Islam is weak militarily,
Islam is weak?
yes,
It's the fastest growing religion in the world.
that doesn't matter.
Yeah, it
First of all,
because if it was so weak that you wouldn't be targeting it. If it's so weak, then why are you bothering with this?
I can answer that if you allow me to. First of all, the Islam is growing. Whether it's the fastest growing, that's an argument between Christians and Muslims, and I don't.
It's not an argument. It's a statistical fact.
Some say it. Other.
It's not some.
Yeah.
This is the world consensus.
Okay, let's find. If we say that that's a consensus, Islam grows because the Muslim females are just instruments to produce new jihadists.
So wait, time 1 second. So you're saying that because females are just having babies, that's the reason it's growing? When it's actually one of the fastest growing religion of acceptance right now. And Christianity, a lot of people tend to leave it and come towards Islam. Why is that?
The Christians say the opposite. So, and
You're a Christian, by the way. I don't know.
no, that's not relevant.
Of course it's relevant. Of course, because you said about every single religion has a golden rule, right? So I don't know what religion you follow, but what golden rule do you follow which allows you to do what you're doing?
The human ethics,
What human ethics?
the
What human ethics allows you to burn someone's book that's valuable to them? But you don't even do that to a Bible or Torah.
because I am not the Judaification of Norway. I'm stop Islamization of Norway.
But time 1 second. So you're not. So you've targeted Islam specifically. What's your love and infatuation with Islam? Because you're obsessed with it. It's obvious.
I'm not obsessed with.
Of course you are.
The problem.
If Islam is so weak,
Okay,
you said it, Islam is so weak, so why are you targeting the weak, right? Why don't you target something that's more growing according to you? Instead, you want to target this weak religion when you know it's not. Instead, you're a clout chaser. That's what you're really doing.
Okay, I'll answer that.
Go ahead.
Islam is not weak on a world basis. Islam is weak in Norway at the moment because there's not that much Muslims. Let's say 10%.
Okay.
But in other areas where Islam is dominating, Islam is strong, of course.
Okay, so the reason you're doing it here is because Islam is weak, but you would never do this in a place where Islam is stronger. Is that what you're saying?
If I did this in a country where Islamic rules apply, Sharia.
I'm not talking about that. I'm saying that if you're saying that there's a majority of Muslim area, not about a Muslim country, because it's debatable as to what makes an Islamic or Muslim country. But what you're saying is that because there's less Muslims here, you're targeting them here because it's less than 10%. That makes you a bully.
No, not at all.
Of course.
Okay, that's your opinion.
No, it's a fact because a bully is someone who, because they have bigger posture, they're able to target the weak. Therefore, that's the definition of what a bully does, and that's what you're doing.
I'm defending my country from becoming.
How? By burning someone's book?
No, by informing the citizens here about the Islam problem.
So why?
People on theology that commands you to invade and occupy my country.
So you're telling me that the reason Muslims are here right now is because the theology says to invade the country. Is that true?
It's true that the theology tells them to do that, but
So where exactly does it say for us to invade a country and just settle over there?
the Quran says that the whole planet belongs to Allah. The Quran,
Yes.
The Quran says
It's all of the earth belongs to God. You disagree with that? You disagree that the whole so this earth, right? The country of Norway or anything that has borders on it, it's because people have taken rule of that. But if you really boil it down, all of this, the trees, the earth, the sun, the moon, everything belongs to God. Would you agree?
you have to distinguish here between God and Allah because that's
Absolutely
two
not.
different,
Absolutely not. You're not only making an opinion, that's a falsehood as well too. I'm saying for God, if you don't want to use the word Allah, that's okay. But I'm saying, are you telling me that the earth and everything in it doesn't belong to God?
That depends on whether the individual, for example me, believes in a God.
Now we're talking. There we go.
If you don't believe in a God, of course,
You don't believe in a God.
I haven't commented on
I could tell you don't believe in a God because a person who believes in God wouldn't behave this
I
way.
will have to correct you because he said the world, the whole planet belongs to God.
Yes. The
regard-
one true God, the God of Abraham.
Yeah,
The God of Abraham, the main
the
God.
problem is that the Quran is quite clear. that-
See, you keep going back to that, but you avoided the question. Don't avoid the question.
I'm answering the question.
Okay.
And the answer is that there is not only one God. There's several gods.
Oh, so you're saying there's multiple gods.
There's the Christian God, and there's Allah. And
Time out. So you're saying there's a Christian God and then there's Allah, right? So is there a Jewish God?
it's the same guy as the Christians, except that the Christians are basing their moral ethics, their behavior on Christ.
Okay.
And
So what's wrong with that?
nothing. That's fine.
Okay.
But I wasn't finished to emphasize the distinction between God and Allah, because the Quran.
No, that's your distinction about it. The word, what does Allah mean?
This is the second time you're stopping me from.
No, because you're making something that's not true because you don't even know what Allah means.
That's semantics only. So you're trying to distract.
I'm not.
You're not.
I think it's pretty obvious who's distracted.
Let me finish. You keep interrupting me.
Go ahead.
The Quran, chapter 109, verse 1 to 6. If you read that, you'll find that.
Okay, apparently we have a Hafiz of Quran over here, guys. Yeah.
So it says that you have your God, we have our God.
See, that's where you see my friend, listen to me.
we don't
Listen,
worship
Larry.
the same God.
Hold on one second, right? When you're talking about this right now, even if you're going to quote something and you're going to make a summary of something, you got to make sure you're doing the correct way, otherwise you look like a bozo.
Okay.
Can't do that, right? Because he's not saying you're God. You have your way of life and we have our way of life. And it is talking
We don't worship the same. That's what
The
it
word
says.
is deen used, Larry. It's deen, Levon. That's what's being used, not God. That's not the word that's being used over here. So you're putting your own interpretation in something, and you're literally looking like a bozo right now.
Fine.
Yeah.
But you could also say that the ethics of Islam
Go ahead.
is the opposite of.
Be kind to your neighbor is a wrong ethic.
That's the non-Islamic ethic. But
How so?
because the ethics of Islam derives from it's based on 100% on Allah's will, the Quran.
Okay.
Yeah, and
So Allah has commanded us to be kind to our neighbors.
only the Muslim neighbors.
False.
we can,
False.
this is,
No, that's not a debatable thing. That's false. Because when the Prophet Muhammad was asked about who has rights over you and what neighbors have rights over you, he commanded almost as far as your eye can see. And it wasn't specified that it had to be a Muslim or not. This is your interpretation so that you can twist something in your direction, Larry.
anything. I'm just reading the Quran loud here because
You're not.
The Quran commands Muslims to hate non-Muslims.
It does.
Yeah.
Where does it command? Okay, several. So tell me one of them.
No, but you know.
Can we get his face too so we can look how ridiculous he looks?
I don't. There's how many 3,800 verses or something.
Just by quoting a number doesn't make you an expert, my friend. Okay, so you don't just have to say 3,000 some hundred. That's a sort of tactic they're using to sound more of an expert. Tell me those several verses that call us to hate other people. Go ahead.
I don't remember them.
But yet somehow you remember that it's something that indoctrinated within you. How about the fact that you have hatred towards Muslims? Why? Why so much hatred towards Muslims?
Allah commands you to hate me, and you
Really? Where? Okay, show me where.
And you have this doctrine of hate. Allah
Still hasn't told me where.
in the Quran.
Wait, okay, you say in the Quran it has 3,000 some hundred verses. Go ahead. Tell me where. You're saying it's commanding you to hate.
You know this is true because you know the Quran. So you're just.
So you're saying that I know this is true, right? If I knew this is true, I wouldn't be debating this about you. I know that this is a falsehood. Absolutely not. I wouldn't waste my time with this right now.
Okay.
Right now, you've done a
Give me time. I'll find it.
Oh, so now you're gonna Google stuff.
No, but I have some
He
stuff.
has his in his notes, guys. While Levon over here is trying to like look for this over here, guys, be in mind that this man is burning a book that he doesn't even understand himself. He hasn't read it himself fully. With a true, sincere heart, he's already here trying to make distinctions, but doesn't know what he's talking about. He's just pulling up his notes, trying to see where's verses where we're commanded to hate certain people, when that's not even the case. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ never preached that, never commanded that whatsoever. But you know, this man over here, you know, he wants to promote that sort of stuff. So we're gonna wait. Go ahead.
4101. Kafir is a clear enemy for you.
What's a kafir?
That's a filthy infidel.
What is a kafir?
A kafir is a filthy infidel.
You see, this is once again exposing the fact of how ignorant this man is. That's not what a kafir is.
That's fine.
No, that's not fine as in that's SQ's opinion. That's not what a kafir is. Kafir comes from the root word of someone who actually digs and hides things. It is a person who knows the truth, understands the truth, and still decides to cover the truth. So when you call someone a kafir, it is talking about the people who recited the ayahs of the Quran. They understand the language of the Quran. They believe that he is the messenger of God and there is nothing worthy of worship except Allah, and still they deny it. That's different from an average person who that's different from a person who's walking has no idea of what Islam even is. You see, those are different things. That's not a people of a book. You see, once again, you're proving your ignorance.
The people of the book, which you are commanded to fight, 929.
Okay.
Until we submit and pay jizya or are killed.
Well, if you live in this country, do you pay tax over here?
I do, but I don't.
You do pay tax.
But I don't.
And in the
pay
tax, they take
to the
care.
Islamic State.
Time out 1 second. If you're in the country of Norway, you're paying tax. Correct?
The jizya is not an ordinary citizen tax. You know that.
What is it?
It's a tax.
We have someone who's in fiqh over here. We have a master qadi over here, a sheikh over here. Tell us, what is a jizya?
It's a tax imposed on non-Muslims who live in a country occupied by Muslims.
What do you get in exchange for paying this tax?
You get protection from the Muslims, so the Muslim don't kill you.
No.
You do, and when you, for example, if you lose your job, you lose your income.
Where did you learn all these things? Like, who's teaching you these corrupt sort of like these interpretations of things? Who's your teacher? Who's your teacher? You're learning this from someone, huh? The Quran, the same Quran that you couldn't quote, and you made a different sort of argument behind it. That same Quran.
I can quote it.
You quoted clearly incorrectly a little earlier before.
No, you're trying to
I'm not.
mislead.
I'm not misleading anything. You guys can. Listen. You're being exposed in 4K right now, Larry. You gotta understand. I'm not doing anything. You're making yourself look like a fool. I don't gotta do that, bro. You understand? You're quoting things and interpreting things according to how you want to do it. The truth of the matter is, you want to spread hate. So if you're talking about the Muslim versus you, who's spreading hate? Let's really be honest over here. Who's spreading hate? You or I? You're going and getting someone's book and burning, or is it us who's doing that? You're saying that we're doing something, yet you're the one promoting hatred towards Muslims as well too. When did you realize that you were a child and you wanted to grow up to be a racist?
You have to.
When did you realize that?
This. You have a bunch of questions, machine gunning questions. It's very hard to answer you.
When did you realize as a child that you wanted to decide to grow up and be a Quran burner? Like, did you have people want to be astronauts and engineers when they grow up? You wanted to be a Quran burner. Tell me more about that.
That's that's your.
It's like a child dream of yours. It was like you wanted to
It's not. We have been doing a political activism for 19 years before we burnt our first Quran.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
But you're not burning any other book besides the Quran.
We are stop Islamization of Norway.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's.
So you hate Muslims?
No, Muslims and Islam is two different things.
What's the difference?
The difference is Islam is a mindset. It's a complete way of life. It's a political system. It has its political system with
Doesn't know what he's talking about.
War,
No. So what's a Muslim?
war doctrines. It's 164 verses about jihad.
Once again, you're quoting here, trying to sound like an expert. No. You're trying to number drop to sound like you're some expert. You ain't an expert, homie. Let me ask you this: you're saying there's a difference between Islam and a Muslim. What does a Muslim mean?
Muslim is someone who submits to and follows the tenets of Islam.
There we go. So you're saying those two things are separate.
Yes.
How?
Indeed. Because
If you're someone who submits and surrenders to those tenets of Islam, how are those two things separate? You said that Islam and a Muslim are two different things.
because the Muslim is made of flesh and blood.
Okay.
And Islam is a mindset. It's a political system for.
It's an Abrahamic faith. It's a faith it's a monotheistic faith that's followed by a third of the world. So a third of the world follows Christianity, another third is Judaism, and a Muslim population is a third, and it's about to be one of the leading populations in the world. I can see why that burns you.
That is not relevant because.
Of course it's relevant.
No.
Of course.
No.
You come to a minority area where there's less than 10% over here because you know no one's going to slap you for doing something like that, and you want over here.
This is my country.
Okay, so do a lot of Norwegian Muslims.
When I was
So do a lot.
When I was born, there were 0% Muslims.
And why is that better for you? Why do you like that?
Because I remember how the country was when we didn't have this Islam problem.
Okay. Islam problem.
Yeah.
You keep saying it's a problem when Islam is the reason this GoPro of yours is even able to function. You know that?
No.
Yes,
And
because
that's
the
a
rudimentary, no, it's not a debate. You clearly are not knowledgeable enough. The rudimentary algebra needed to even compile of this is come from Islam.
It comes from India.
What are you talking about?
But all these
Algebra is it's a Muslim. It's a Muslim. No.
Okay, but that's clearly.
You are enjoying the inventions of a Muslim, and yet you are here to burn stuff. Is it?
Yes.
Yet your man's is recording things all had to deal with our progression. This world was in the dark ages before Islam.
The Western civilization.
True or false?
The
True or false that this wasn't in the dark ages and the Muslims are the ones who brought the Enlightenment and Renaissance? Tell me, say that's false. Say and make yourself look a fool and say that's false.
And that's false, and I'll tell you why.
How so?
How so?
Because because you said so.
The reason we had dark ages in Europe is because the Muslim pirates were blocking the Mediterranean and stopping all trade.
Larry, what are you going on about, man? You're here literally trying to rewrite your own history right now.
And one other important topic on this.
Tell us, please. We're all waiting.
What we're calling the Islamic Golden Age.
Go on.
Islam had a golden age when the Muslims invaded and plundered gold in India and Europe.
Cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, cool, because what did the Christians do with the Crusades? Why won't you mention that?
We'll come to that later.
Oh, that's going to come later.
Because it's a consequence of the first. So
The first, so wait. So you're saying that Islam was the reason the Crusades took place?
but now you're jumping on topic here.
No, because you're
Yes,
once
we are.
again,
Yeah.
no, once again, you're looking
I'll
like
gladly
you're
talk
looking
about-
ridiculous
I
right
will-
now, and it's being exposed in 4K right now.
You won't allow me to explain
Because you're saying like a whole bunch of things that aren't even true. It's not about jumping from topic to topic. Lars, you really don't make any sense. You're deluded in your mind to what the truth is, yet factually you're wrong. You want to go back to the time where there was 0% Muslims, and that's what you like the most. That's what you love. You just love the fact that this was a white place. What are you talking
nothing
about?
to do
What are you talking about? It was safe.
because Muslims are extremely overrepresented as killer zombies and sexual predators.
Killer zombies. That's an interesting one, ladies and gentlemen. We heard it here first right now. A killer zombie, all right? Tell us what's a killer zombie.
A killer zombie is someone who kills without using the brain, just submitting and obeying.
Got you.
Yep.
Got you. So, would you consider me a killer zombie?
I don't know today. Maybe
You don't
tomorrow.
know? But if I'm a
don't know
Muslim,
yet.
but
I
hold
don't know yet.
you see, that's the problem right there, right? You've made a claim that Muslims are killer zombies. You know I'm a Muslim, yet when I asked you, am I a killer zombie, you said, I don't know you yet. Clearly, you don't know not only Muslims, our doctrine, you don't even know actually represent and spend time with the Muslim to understand what Muslims truly feel and believe. Because if that was in our doctrine, you would have been extinct a long time ago.
No. That's a dualism.
That's the dualism right there. Oh, so it's dualism when you want it to be. Okay.
No. It's when Islam wants it to be.
Really?
It's quite clear. This step by step.
If it's so clear, then why are you finding it so difficult to explain to us? You just mentioned the fact that we were killer zombies. That's what Islam teaches. That's what Muslims are. I asked you if I'm a killer zombie.
I'm not saying that Muslims, as per se, all of them today are killer zombies. But I'm saying that Islam commands them to be killer zombies.
Does it?
Yes.
So if I follow this faith, which I clearly do, why haven't I encountered that verse that calls me to be a killer zombie?
Because it's not the time yet.
It's not the time yet. So it's going to be in activation mode soon?
I don't know when.
You don't know? But we're going to get activated?
As we know, the Quran says when you're 10%, you are strong enough to overthrow them and seize power.
Okay, so we're trying to overthrow you and seize power. So what's the end goal?
End goal is...
Yeah, what's our end goal according to you?
Not according to me, according to Allah.
Okay, what's that end goal?
That Islam should conquer the whole planet and rule over all people. The goal is not to make all people Muslims. The goal is to dominate the whole planet.
Okay, so if I were to say that Jewish people today control a lot of the economy, Jewish people are controlling a lot of the media, right? What would you have to say about that? Because that's what they're doing. They're dominating right now. So is that not in their doctrine as well too? Tell me more about that.
I don't know whether it's new to me that the Jewish doctrines, as the Old Testament, tells them to dominate Hollywood or banking industry.
Okay, so but they're controlling everything. That the most of the media and the banking industry is controlled by Jewish people. Okay, so my question to you is this: if you're talking about world domination, it's them. It's not even us. We're not in that. If you look at what's happening in the world, Muslims are the ones getting beaten up. Muslims are the ones who are being oppressed at the moment. So once again, you found that 10% so that you could bully and do whatever you want again. If you're looking at it, we are the ones who are in the worst of conditions at this very moment. So what are you going on about that we're trying to do world domination and all that sort of stuff? We have our own issues that we're trying to fix ourselves, internally within ourselves. So what are you going on about?
I'm going on about the historical facts that shows us that when Islam forces its way into a society...
Force.
Yeah, force.
Force.
Yes.
Like in Indonesia, Malaysia, when Islam came by business trade.
Indonesia is a very interesting case because that might be the only country.
Was it?
That might be the only country that has been Islamized by demographic warfare.
Demographic warfare. Notice how you're inventing these really cool words, right? Demographic warfare, trying to like scare the people over here. It was business trade that took place over there. They saw how the Muslims operate within their business and they loved that fact.
But what they probably didn't love that much is that the Muslims couldn't let go. That they had to commit genocide there too.
What genocide did Muslims commit in Indonesia?
They killed at least 500,000 communists 51 years ago.
Okay, tell me, if it was up to you right now, how would you eliminate the Muslims?
I'm not out to eliminate Muslims. I'm here to prevent Islam from gaining political power.
If this is in our doctrine, and if according to you, right, if this is in our doctrine and this is prophesied to be true, then no matter what you do, Islam is going to prevail. Don't you think? If this is in our doctrine and we believe that to be true, right? No matter what you do, Islam is going to be successful. So why are you so against something that's already prophesied by God to be successful?
Not God, Allah.
Okay, Allah, but again, you're trying to, hold on 1 second. You keep trying to say that Allah and God are two separate things. When I asked you what does Allah mean, you were unable to identify and explain.
No, I'm not unable to do that, but
You are.
That's-
Because if you could, you would have.
it's a distraction.
It's not a distraction, sir. It's pretty obvious right now. No, it's not turning. You've been exposed in 4K camera over here to expose the fact that you don't know what you're talking about. When asked a simple question, you going on about, demographic warfare and killer zombies, but when asked a simple question about our creed, about what does Allah mean, when I asked you what does a kafir actually mean, you were unable to identify this, yet you say, I know it, then tell us.
What you are trying to do is to.
Oh, goodness. What am I? There is no debate. For a debate to take place, someone of sense and logic has to be there. And I'm sorry to tell you, you don't meet those standards. So I'm asking you, if you knew so much, you'd be able to tell me what does Allah even mean?
Allah means God, and that's semantic, and
That's not what Allah means.
That has nothing.
But that's not what Allah means.
That has nothing to do with.
But that's not what Allah
the
means.
Islam problem. The discussion
But
of
once
the
again,
Islam
you just
problem.
keep saying Islam problem like it's a fact because you said it is. And that's called white privilege, just so we're clear.
Yeah, okay. You can call it whatever.
No, but that's a fact because you're saying, because you said it's true, therefore it's true. I'm asking you,
consider it
what does
a
Allah
problem.
mean? You said Allah means God, right? But then you said God and Allah are two separate things. So one, that's not even the true definition of Allah. So what does Allah mean? Do you need to be educated? Just say SQ, please
I don't
educate me.
care.
And I got,
If you
no.
listen to
Now
me.
you said the truth.
What?
The truth is you don't care. You don't care to learn. You don't want to know.
All I
You just
care
want to
about
burn your Quran and cloud chase with your little bozo friends.
You don't.
That's the truth.
You're not very polite. But
So wait, tell me, what's polite? What's polite? I would rather deal with you the way you deserve to be. Time on 1 second. I would rather speak to you the way you deserve to be treated, right? Not this dualism thing that you're accusing me of. I'm straight to you how I'm straight to you. You understand? It's not no dualism. If I'm feeling something towards you, you're going to know my feelings. With you, if you talk about dualism, all of a sudden you couldn't answer my question. You're backpacking right now and you're saying, oh, you're not very polite, as if someone could just curse you out and say nasty things about you in a nice way, and that's okay. I'm talking to you the way you deserve to be spoken to. You're trying to bully the Muslims and you're exposing yourself to be an ignorant man.
You won't get a very informative debate when you're not.
This isn't
when
a
you're-
debate.
And you're doing your best to prevent it from being a debate.
There isn't a debate because someone of reason and sort of sound mind has to be here. You have your own ideas of Islam, and that's what you're trying to portray. You have your own political agenda, and that's the truth.
I have a political agenda.
Yes, you do.
And so do Allah. And
What-
I don't want his agenda to be. To
Why? Because it doesn't fit with the white man's agenda?
white.
Yeah.
Norwegian agenda, the Western agenda. Our ethics
Yeah.
is better than Islamic ethics.
Really?
So therefore we will not allow.
Really?
and-
What
and
ethics?
Ethics.
Like what? Like what?
What's good and bad?
Okay, what's good about? So you're saying, where do you get your ethics from?
The Western ethics is based on the Christian ethics.
So
And-
your
and it's-
ethics are based upon Christian ethics.
Yes.
So are you
and
against
it's been-
homosexuality?
And it's been.
Are you against homosexuality?
For once, you should let me speak.
Because if you're saying your ethics,
And this
where do you
ethics
get your ethics
is,
from?
Is been through.
Once you're done doing the bhangra,
Yeah.
what is your ethics? Where do you get your ethics from?
I'm explaining it, but you're keep.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Enlightenment, Renaissance. Throughout the centuries, our ethics has formed into a set of values that is superior to Islam's.
No problem. So your ethics comes from the Renaissance and history.
Yep.
Okay, so your ethics come from a time period, okay, decided by society.
Yeah, and that's also true with the Jewish ethics, because they have transformed and reformed over time Islam has not.
Islam doesn't need to because it's perfected. It is because our doctrine hasn't changed. Our book hasn't changed. It hasn't been altered. It's been preserved through time. It doesn't need to. It evolves with the time while staying the same. While other people need to change their doctrine because it's been translated and changed. Do you understand? That's the reason. Yes. So, but your ethics don't answer the question of what's right and wrong. So, are your ethics okay with like incestual marriage and stuff? Like, are you okay with that?
It's political.
That's not a political question. If I'm asking you, are you okay with a brother and sister being together? That's an ethics question.
No, of course not.
Why not?
Because it's incest is it's bad for it's immoral. But it
Says who?
Our ethics.
Wait. Who says that?
In Norway, we have laws against that.
So one second.
Related to the fact that you will.
Your ethics came from. Sorry about that. Your ethics are coming from society, right? In society, once upon a time, later on in the future, perhaps, if incest is normalized, then according to your ethics, that will be okay.
No.
Of course it will. Because if your ethics come from society in ages and Renaissance, right? One day in 55 years or 100 years when incest is totally okay, the future version of you would be totally fine with that because your ethics change with what society believes is to be true or false. Because if you said it was Christian, you see the point. If you said it was Christian values, then one, not only does that not support the Christian values, burning someone's holy book is not Christian value as well. So your ethics is not okay. Your ethics also deals with noosing black people then, because your ethics according to society would lynch people of different colors. So I can see where you get those ethics from.
Our ethics is from Christ, his behavior.
So what's Christ-like behavior of burning someone else's holy book? Tell me. This is your shot, man.
He didn't say anything about that, but
burning someone's book.
The major point here is that Islam's ethic is the quite opposite of ours, and we
you keep going back to that. You keep going back to that. You keep going back to that.
There are two things there, or rather three.
Make up your mind.
Islam is based on Muhammad's behavior, and that's bad. And Islam has no golden rule, and that's bad. And
according to you.
And
according to you and your ethics that change with time.
And
your morals and values change.
Islam's ethics are based upon Allah's will, and that's bad. And
it's bad because you say so.
Yep. And if
ding 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 ding. It's bad. Don't point your finger at me if you don't want it back in your face. You got to chill, okay? So you got to remember something. It is bad because you say so.
Because my ethics say so.
Your ethics say so, which are based upon society. It's not based upon Christ because Christ does not support the burning of Qur'ans.
So do you say? I didn't hear him say that.
So wait, so you're saying Christ does support burning Qur'ans? Christians support burning Qur'ans?
Burning Qur'ans, or more important, the Muslims' reactions to burning the Quran.
So that's what you want, huh? Clout chasing. You just want to do something to check people's...
interrupting.
Listen, don't raise your voice at me and think that's going to be okay. I'm not one of these dudes over here. You understand me? When you speak to me, when you speak to me, I'm civilized. But it's according to you, and because I'm not letting you speak, you're not saying a whole bunch of things. You're saying things according to yourself.
And you always interrupt me before I can...
Let's get this straight. Don't raise your voice at me. Are we clear?
Yeah, raise your voice all the time.
Oh, but no. I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting you know.
Because we're not equal, because you're Muslim.
No, we're not equal because you're a hate preacher.
Fine. And the ethics of Islam, is based on Allah's will. And if you look into Sharia, it says clearly that the ethics is...
it's clear, but,
reliance of the traveler, A14.
Oh, he just quoted something, guys. Yeah. Go ahead. But that means you're an expert because you quoted something. Go ahead.
It means that I've read the...
No, it does not. Reading and understanding are two different things, Large. Comprehension is different from just by reading.
You don't find your own definitions of Sharia. Sharia is bang.
What does Sharia mean?
Sharia says that you are interrupting me again.
I didn't even say nothing. What did I say? I just nodded my head.
Ask the question.
You look like, come on.
You asked that question. Sharia is based the ethics of Sharia is based on Allah's will, not your heart and mind, because you are human and you can be wrong. That's what
Do you disagree with that statement that you're human and you could be wrong?
Of course people can be wrong.
Okay, so is there a possibility that you're wrong?
In many topics.
Is there so wait. So is there a possibility? Is there a possibility, because you said it yourself, if you're governing yourself with your mind and your heart, is there a possibility that you're wrong?
Yes, everybody is wrong, and that's why ethics in Islam is purely based.
You went back to Islam's ethics. If you're talking about because you see, the reason we're talking about equals or anything like that, your ethics are based upon history, time. You can't even say Christianity, because you're giving Christians a bad name. You're even giving Norwegians a bad name. You understand? This is your own. No, it's not about a political stance. It is not in the natural human disposition to be hateful towards other people. You understand? This is something that you're going towards. It's not something that's common. We've spoken to the average Norwegian person. They're not about this. You're on some radicalized type of stuff, homie. It's not what the average Norwegian believes. And if you don't believe that, we could pull up someone right now and someone would just look at you and be like, yo, that's not even true.
It looks like you're having a problem with the Quran burning, and this is.
Listen, I don't have a problem with that at all. You know why? Because you've helped raise and build a thing that you don't even want to be done. You're trying to like make sure that Islam gets eradicated, yet you're building the largest dawah center and masjid in the country of Norway. So it's like you're trying to eradicate Muslims, but when a mosque comes, more Muslims come to live here.
How come you cannot argue without lying? You're lying.
Go ahead, how?
You keep mentioning Muslims and Islam as it was.
Because a Muslim is someone who follows Islam, the doctrines of Islam.
Two different things.
No, it's not.
It's possible to hate Islam but not hate people.
It's possible to hate Islam and not hate people. Say that again so that you don't sound too ridiculous. Say that again.
It's possible to hate any mindset, any political system, without hating people.
Okay, so you don't hate Muslims.
No.
You just hate Islam.
Well, Allah hates me.
Dualism. You are afraid to say what's on your mind and heart. And you're talking about dualism of Muslims. You're afraid of getting canceled. You know if you said something crazy and this goes online. Yeah, so you hate Islam. Come on, say it.
Why should I say that?
Because if it's in your heart, notice your tongue is not going to say it.
Do
you hate Islam?
I don't hate anything.
Okay.
But there's good reasons to hate Islam.
So the reason you hate Islam?
No, I didn't.
You didn't
just
say
said
that.
no.
He just feels
But
that.
no, the thing is that you don't know me. You don't know my heart and mind.
That's a good point you made. I don't know your heart or mind. And can I say you don't know mine either?
But
Can you say you don't know mine either?
I don't know you.
Exactly.
And that's.
So instead of us getting to know each other and actually sitting down together and understanding my beliefs and my values, if you're saying Islam is so new to Norway, isn't it possible that because it's so new and you hate what you don't understand, that's possible that if you don't sit with people who are Muslims, you're not going to understand what true Islam is?
The problem with your argument is that a Muslim does not define Islam. Islam defines Muslims.
So who taught you about Islam?
Allah and Muhammad.
Tama, so you went to the text directly.
Yep.
Okay, so if I were to give you a math text, right? Anytime you read a text in a school or whatever, you have something called a teacher, right? Who was your teacher? Because you don't read anything or study anything without a teacher. So who was your teacher?
Ibn Ishaq, the Tafsirs,
So you've sat with these people.
No, I read.
So you were just reading books according to your own understanding, and now you're just making developments. And because this is the point that I'm trying to make. Anytime you study something, you need a teacher to help you guide and instruct you through that. Who was your teacher that you sat down with to understand Islam?
Islam is simple. The Quran says Islam is simple, and it's so simple that
Islam is simple.
Yeah.
Where does it say that in the Quran?
I don't remember.
You don't remember. But it's so simple that you know it's simple.
You know.
You don't remember.
Because you know it's the Quran.
So okay, wait, tell me. I know it's true. Okay, I know it's true. Fine. Let's for argument's sake, I know it's true. So I'm asking you, show me where it's true. That you believe it's true. You said that it's in the Quran. So show me where.
Why should I show you?
Why should I show you? Because you don't know where. Because it's not a true fact that you're saying.
If we had this discussion via Zoom or something, I could look it up. But I don't. There's no reason for me to go to know the.
Because you have your beliefs, and there's no reason for you to know the Quran. Because you have your own, you already have your mindset set to what you believe, and you can't change someone who. And the goal is not to even change you. It's not even like that. Islam is so new in Norway, and that's why the dawah needs to take place. So there's not more people like you, because the more people like you that exist, it's more hatred in the world, dude. This is not what the world needs right now. And if you're really talking about it, your war and the war that's happening is against deism, against God. And Muslims, Christians, Jews, the fact that we all believe in that one true God,
That's
yeah,
a lie.
no,
That's
that's
a
what
lie.
you think.
The
No,
Quran
that's
says-
what you think. No,
Quran
that's what the same Quran that you weren't able to tell me that was simple. You see what I'm talking
Quran
about?
says- I don't say it's simple. The Quran says.
Then show me where. Exactly.
You know,
That's
thi-
my
this is-
point.
this is
Don't
a-
point your finger. I mean, watch out. Watch out. Don't point your finger at me. Come on now. Okay. So this is what I'm trying to say, homie. Right?
You're a liar,
You're saying.
and you know you're
Okay.
a liar.
So tell me. Prove me I'm a liar. Go ahead. So quote it.
Everyone-
Quote it.
everyone-
Quote me. Go ahead.
Okay, everyone who looks at this can look it up in the Quran and find that I'm telling the truth.
There we go. So we just want you to start Googling and Wikipedia and stuff. Okay.
Do you know Google? Yeah. Don't people have a Quran?
They do.
Yeah, fine.
And that's
Then
why
this
we
discussion
need a
should be
dawah
ongoing.
center. We need a dawah center in Norway, so the hate preachers such as yourself are eradicated. If anything needed,
eradicated.
domestic. This is
I'm not talking about eradicating Muslims, but you want to eradicate Norwegians.
I really
Yeah, Muslims.
How so?
You said
by
so.
educating them about about the fastest growing religion in the world and why you shouldn't be afraid or hate something. That's how eradicating someone.
You should have wanted to eradicate.
How is that making someone less Norwegian? If someone has Norwegian values, culture from here, learning about Islam doesn't take away what you already have.
If you are a Norwegian and you convert to Islam, you become an ex-Norwegian.
You become an ex, according to you.
According to yes,
According
me,
to you.
because
According to
you have to change your ethics, your way of life. You have to
Like
change
what?
everything.
Like what?
And become
What do you have to change?
the way you think.
Well, how? Okay.
Thinking.
You have to stop thinking.
Yeah,
You have to.
yeah.
Okay.
Right, yeah.
Well, if we're talking about zombies and not thinking, it's kind of clear who's thinking and who's not thinking right now. It's pretty obvious. You're saying right now that by becoming a Muslim, it's like you become an ex-Norwegian. When that's according to you.
It's according to the fact that Norway and Islam has opposite ethics, and you cannot be a Norwegian if you don't have Norwegian values. And if you
What are Norwegian values? Go ahead, educate us.
And then ours.
Okay, what are those better values? Go ahead. What are they? Y'all be eating glizzies. I see you guys just eating a bunch of glizzies the other day. Are those Norwegian values?
Say again.
A glizzy?
What?
A glizzy.
What's that?
You don't know what a glizzy is?
No.
You love glizzies, I could tell. But look, what are Norwegian values and cultures? What is it? That's so better, right? According to you, like, what are these Norwegian values that you have to leave? Go ahead.
It's trust. Our society is based upon trust.
Okay, what trust? Trust in what?
Trust in your neighbor.
Okay.
But Islam is not. Islam is based upon intolerance and hate.
Is it?
Yes.
And so in Islam, when it teaches you about loving your neighbor, right?
No, not your neighbor. Your Muslim brother.
Oh, good.
Not
You're going to have to
your
quote that. You're going to have to quote that because I'm telling you right now that Islam teaches us that to be kind to your neighbor, be good to your neighbor, you're saying that neighbor has to be a Muslim. See the difference over here? If you're talking about hatred, right? You're the one who's trying to instill hatred into people's hearts and minds, and you're trying to misquote Islam to make people hate something. So if you're really talking about the distinguishing factors between us, it's you're the one who are really trying to put the hatred over here, not Muslims. And this is clear as day.
Okay, fine. Now, for half an hour, you've been insisting that Islam has a golden rule. Where in the Quran do you find this golden rule?
But no, the fact that you say there is a golden rule is your beliefs and your values. I'm not saying there's a golden rule of Islam. You're the one claiming this.
I'm claiming that all.
You're claiming that all religion has a golden rule. Are you so?
Except Islam.
Are you some theologist? Tell me, where did you study that? What scholar has told you about this golden rule system?
You can just by studying religion
You haven't studied religion.
in school.
You haven't.
Or-
You haven't. I could tell because you see, when asked about this golden rule idea, you're not going to hear any scholar talk about the golden rule. And if there is a golden rule, you're saying every religion has it except Islam,
yeah, that's right. And
according to you.
yeah, yeah. But and
And And by the way, you learned about Islam by studying it yourself and not having a teacher. And we already agreed to the fact that human beings who operate off their mind and their heart can be wrong.
Yeah, and you are trying to desperately to avoid the fact because you know that
I'm not desperate.
You are not quoting the golden rule of Islam because there.
What is the golden rule of Islam?
There is no.
So what's the golden rule of Christianity?
Do to your neighbor as you want him to do to you.
What's the golden rule of Judaism?
It's the same. And Hinduism, Buddhism, it's the same.
Street Dawa, you know what it is. This clown, it's like banging your head on a wall, bro. Honestly, it's just like, it doesn't even matter what you quote or what you don't quote. This dude is in his own delusion, and that's what the whole idea is going to be. Anyways, what tree we're going underneath there?
He's coming back with an umbrella for us.
So he has some kindness in him, yeah? We're trying to show. Notice he said that he wouldn't hate Islam. He can't say it. He's not going to say that, is he? He's not going to say it, but you hear it in his heart. You hear it, but he's not going to physically say that. And he's accusing us of dualism. What do you think of so far what's taken place, bro?
It's a very good, mashallah tabarakallah. You have really exposed him and shown what kind of ignorant fool he is. And he doesn't know anything. He doesn't have an answer to any question whatsoever. Alhamdulillah, this event here will just be a reminder for the whole world that these kinds of hate preachers, they don't have nothing.
Nothing.
There's no substance
Nothing.
in what they're saying.
Wallahi, and you know what, bro? This is, okay, he's trying to be like he's trying to act like he's the main Norwegian guy. And this is why we need a Dawah center and masjid in the country of Norway. So that there are more hate preachers such as him being produced, right? We have to educate people about Islam. Islam is so new over here that he's educating himself about it. And he already agreed to the fact that his heart and his mind that he governs himself off could be wrong. So it's proven fact that he could be wrong about his understanding about Islam. SubhanAllah.
He's gonna bring an umbrella.
Thank you. Wow, that's a big umbrella, man.
Yeah.
Look, I gotta say, the manners are great. You got some great manners. And when I heard you guys speak over the phone, like, this dude sounds like a really, like, solid dude. Oh, this dude sounds like a really solid character. You get what I'm saying?
There you go.
Now you see, in Islam, I received a reward for helping you with that. Right? In Islam, I received a reward for helping you with that. Yeah? But you're not a Muslim, but yet I received a reward for helping you in that. What was why did I do that? Because I know there's a reward for me in helping humanity. If there was some rubbish on the floor and I picked that up and I cleared it so that everyone could benefit from that, that's because Islam has taught me that I will get a reward for that. It doesn't matter if the person is a Muslim, an atheist, a Jew, or a Christian or Buddhist. If they are benefiting from that clear road because I helped them out with that, there is a reward for me in that. You see? Where's the dualism?
There's another. The dualism is the reward you get from killing. Take a look at chapter 9, verse 1.
Go ahead.
Allah buys your property and your life, and in exchange you have to kill and be killed for Allah's cause.
Kill and be killed.
And the reward you get is a straight ticket to paradise. You don't have to lie in the grave until doomsday.
Okay.
And you take is it 70 family members or something with you?
Okay.
A bunch of family.
Okay.
So
let's suppose. Let me tell you something. Time out 1 second, right? So if there was a war taking place, right, and I got to battle someone, and if I died in that battle, you're telling me that there's a reward from God? Okay, that sounds wonderful. If I have to battle someone and I have to fight someone, I know that whatever happens to me in that, I will be rewarded for that. But notice, a fight has to take place between two people. I'm not just picking on people, burning people's books, and starting a fight with people. There's a difference over here.
let's talk about who starts this fight. If you take a look at Ibn Ishaq, the second oath at Aqaba, I'm not sure if I can spell that correctly, but
it's not about your spelling that has a mistake, it's your understanding with the mistake, so continue on.
Well, both Al-Tabari and Ibn Ishaq is clear about what the Muslim, what it implies, what the Muslim did. It was to take part in a war against humanity.
A war on humanity.
Yeah.
So you're talking about a war on humanity. When I just told you about the fact that if I were to pick something and clear it from the road, I would get the reward for everyone who benefits from that road. So there's a war against humanity, yet at the same time I'm being instructed to help humanity.
It's not helping humanity by picking up some.
So wait, tell me, so 1 second. If I'm cleaning litter from the floor and I am putting it in the wastebasket and recycling, you're telling me that's not helping humanity?
Well, it might be, but the problem with
It either is or isn't. It's not a might.
Okay, let's say humanity gets happy when you pick up a branch from the.
They don't get happy. They benefit from it.
Okay, fine, but that doesn't.
They benefit from it, and I get a reward from it.
Fine, that's good.
So I have an incentive to do good. Show me what's your incentive to do good.
To save the planet, save my country
By burning Qurans.
from political Islam.
By burning Qurans. Because that's your thing. I mean, this is what I'm saying, right? Like, it's getting kind of old. Like, what's your? I want to know what else do you have in your bag? Like, what else are you gonna do? Because the whole Quran burning thing is getting quite old. So, like, what else do you plan on doing? Because it seems kind of like you need some new content.
Okay, fine. Do you have any good ideas?
Me? No, personally, no. Because I don't preach hate.
Fine.
So I don't believe in hurting someone else's religion or their beliefs or their values. You understand? So I don't have any value, any type of thoughts about that. Because my religion doesn't teach me to do that. But your ethics do. Your ethics do.
No.
Because you're acting according to your ethics, and I'm acting according to my ethics. My ethics are teaching me to clear the road and help humanity. Your ethics are teaching you to burn a Quran. Let's see who's in the right and wrong.
Ethics is not about picking up branches. It is to follow the commandments of Allah.
And Allah has commanded me. Allah has commanded me to make sure that I am helping humanity and I'm being an asset to society.
You're talking about the Hadith. Allah has commanded you to fight the infidels until his religion is reigning in the whole world. And you know that. You know that.
Okay,
And
okay.
To me, it's a little more important whether we get invaded and occupied than whether it's some litter on the pavement.
So you believe that Muslims being here, Islam being here, is an invasion and occupation?
I don't believe it. Allah says it, and the history.
No. Is it an invasion or is it not? Your country or Norway, you're being invaded by Islam.
We are invaded at the moment. Yes.
By Islam.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're acting like Islam is some alien.
Well,
You're being invaded by some UFO alien that's going to take you up and beam you up.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you are.
They're just gonna chop our head off.
So you're saying that Islam teaches people to chop their heads off?
Yes.
Really? Mm-hmm. Really? So this is what is being taught right now when in the Quran. In the Quran, you're saying in the Quran is teaching about people to chop their heads off.
Yes, and you said right now. I said,
No, but where in the Quran is it talking about chopping people's head off?
Yeah, the Quran.
I must have skipped that chapter. Can you refresh my memory a bit? Where is it talking about chopping people's head off?
I don't know. It's at least 3 verses.
As you think about that, right? As you think about that, the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ explained clearly that even within a war and you are fighting someone, and if the person gets killed in the war, you're not to mutilate the body. So you're talking about chopping someone's head off in this process.
Just like the Prophet did on the in Medina when he killed this Jewish tribe.
Who?
Muhammad,
Okay, and he killed what Jewish tribe?
the last tribe after he
Tell us more. Give us the history lesson right now. Go ahead.
no, we had some other important topic here which you interrupted. I could talk about Medina. But,
That's very convenient of you, huh? When asked about, tell us the history lesson of that. And it's very interesting, right? It's very interesting, right? When you want to quote and mention the history of the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessing be upon him, you do so, right? But when we're talking about the hadith, you deny that. You say no. So it's just like no. Well, the Quran is something else, the hadith is something else, right? But when you want to mention and make your points about something, you bring in the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessing be upon him, when you want to. But when something is in the favor of the teachings of the Prophet Muhammad, you say no, well, that's the hadith, right? So if you're talking about, once again, dualism, you're afraid to even mention and say that you don't like Islam.
may I answer?
Go ahead.
Thank you. The dualism.
You're welcome.
Yeah, the dualism is the concept that allows Muslims to adjust their behavior based upon how strong Islam is in this area at the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how have we adjusted our behavior? Based on we're only 10% in Norway, how have we adjusted our behavior?
You only have you don't rape too many of our children or females and children. You
Too
don't-
many. We don't do too many. So we're doing too less right now.
less than you will at 20%.
So right now, are you saying that the rape cases that are being held right now in Norway are done by Muslims?
Not all, but almost everyone.
Almost everyone. Almost everyone.
If you look at the
So you're saying in Norway right now, listen, you're making a really big claim about the consensus of your country right now, right?
this is facts.
Wait.
Police say it's fact.
The police are saying the fact that the most rapes that happen in your country are by Muslims.
Yes.
Wow.
And they've said this for years. So
Really?
Yeah. And
Wow.
you have the same statistics in Sweden, Denmark, Germany, France. It's you know this. Britain.
Hide your kids.
Look at-
Hide your kids, because that's what's happening.
Yeah. Look at the Britain, the grooming cases.
Okay, what about
the Muslims from Bangladesh and Pakistan? They are 170 times more likely to be a sexual predator than.
You just made up an entire statistic by saying a few numbers together when you probably don't even understand what you're actually even talking about. You're trying to make it seem you're trying to make it seem like Muslims are some grooming gang members and that's what's taking place across the world, because in your corrupt mind this is what's going on.
I don't say grooming is taking place in the whole of Western Europe as it is in Britain, because Britain is special. But rapes, Muslim sexual.
You said Muslims and Islam are two separate things,
Yes.
right? So a person, what a Muslim does, has no reflection of Islam.
Unless
Where did Islam tell him to do the raping? Go ahead. Tell us. You're so knowledgeable about the Quran, Sheikh. Tell us, Sheikh. Sheikh Lars, where in the Quran does it say to rape the women? Go ahead. Tell me where it is.
Those your right hand possess, you know.
So tell me where the raping is allowed to take place. Go ahead. You see, a second ago, as you can rewind this on the 4K camera, you guys see what's going on right now. Once upon a time, he's saying the Muslims and Islam are two separate things. Yet, when it came down to it, and accusing the Muslims of rape and all this sort of garbage, right? You want to say Islam and Muslims are together.
No, I say Muslims.
So what the Muslims do over there, has nothing to do with Islam.
When a Muslim rapes because Islam tells him it's okay to do so, it has to do with
There we
Islam.
go. And that's
It
the
has to
point.
do with
No,
Islam.
it has to do with Islam when you believe it suits your agenda. If a Muslim is doing something that's incorrect, that has nothing to do with the faith. It has nothing to do. It is with their own weaknesses. That's like a Muslim who is doing something that God has said not to do. So let's suppose a Muslim is drinking alcohol. That's not a reflection of the faith. That's a reflection of the weakness of their iman. And that's something within themselves, right? That's not a reflection of the religion. So it's okay for you to distinguish the difference between a Muslim and a Islam when it suits you. But when something negative is happening, Muslim and Islam coincide.
May I respond? Yes. The Quran says that Muhammad is the perfect example. And he was a predator. He infidel females.
He raped them.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he also Aisha, you know that.
Got you.
He's a
Okay.
So, pedophilia and any non-Muslim is good because Muhammad did it.
So-
That is why in Islamic ethics it's fine to rape.
So let me ask you a question, right? So look, you're able to say these really nasty things and harsh things, right, about the Quran. You're able to burn them. You're able to say this about Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, right? And you're saying, and this is all protected under your freedom of speech. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, so if I were to talk about your mom right now, you're good with that?
Yeah.
You're good with that. So me telling about your mom.
Muslim.
No, tell me one second. So if I were to talk about your mom, right, and how she's kind of that's okay.
Well,
She is.
If it makes
She
you
is.
feel, yeah, I know.
No,
I
you're
heard
saying
it.
your mom.
I heard this all the time.
But wait, you're okay with your mom being a.
She's not. But
wait, tell me, why is she not?
I don't mind.
You don't mind talking about no, not Muslim. No. Under freedom of speech. No. You're primitive because you are insulting. You see, that's where you're running away. Once again, you're running away.
You are attacking my mother.
So when you want it to be, it's attacking. When you want it to be attacking, but this is my freedom of speech.
Yeah, that's fine.
So it's fine. So your mom's you're okay with that. So you have no jealousy, no pride of the fact that you're going to defend your mom? What kind of son are you? Huh? What kind of son are you? You're not going to defend your mom?
You are a pathetic little liar.
Really? So 1 second. So when it's my freedom of speech to say that about your mom because it hurts you, because it's someone close and loved to you, that I'm a pathetic liar. But you're okay with knowing that the Muslims love and care about their religion so much, and you're okay with harming them, and you don't come off like a pathetic liar yourself?
Is it a lie?
That's my point.
Hey,
That's my
let's
point.
answer. Let's
Hey,
answer.
don't say hey to me.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
will,
the
I
one.
will, I
I'm
will.
not the one.
I will.
I'm not the
I
one.
will say hey because you're.
I'm not the one.
Talking bullshit,
You don't want
and
that. You don't want it with me. You don't want the smoke with me. I'm not one of these people.
You
You
want-
feel me? I'm not one of these people. I'm a little different. I'm built different. You understand?
You have this Muhammad beard.
Yeah, nah. It's gorgeous. It's sexy. It's not like you. Where's your Jesus beard? That's the point.
The
You just
problem-
mad because I
the
look
problem
good.
with
You just mad
Muslims,
because I look
when
good. All right?
you-
It's not my fault I'm sexy.
You don't have arguments. You have to behave.
No. It's not about arguments. You have no argument because when it came down to your mom and you loved her and cared about her, you didn't want us to talk about her, right? The point is this: we would never talk about your mom. The point is this: when you love and care about someone, it would be wrong for me, even under freedom of speech, to say something that hurts you. And that's the ignorance of that. It's freedom of speech when you want to do it, but when I want to do it, it's pathetic and you're a liar. Well, it's not a lie if your mom
You
is.
have been lying since we started.
Has I?
Yeah.
Show me some lies.
Rewind the tape.
You can rewind the tape.
I claim there is no golden rule. You claim there is, but
You're going back to that entire thing that you made up. You've made up this entire dogma that a religion has to have within yourself.
No, it doesn't have.
No, you're making up a dogma that a religion has to have this.
No, it doesn't. Because
It doesn't need to.
No, it doesn't need. But
There we go.
but
There we go. There we go. So whether Islam has a golden rule or not, it doesn't matter because you just said you don't need it.
it don't matters much because Islam without a golden rule.
You made your
it's
point.
evil.
You made your
It's
point.
evil.
You made your point.
It's
You
evil.
said that you don't need a golden rule, but
Yeah,
yet you
but
said
when you don't
Islam
have
doesn't
it-
have one.
when you
So
don't
then
have
there's
it-
a problem.
The problem is.
The problem is that
when
you made up the
don't
word golden rule
have
like it's a real
golden
thing.
Rule.
But it's not a real thing.
Proves that it's crap.
You've proven nothing. By saying the word prove doesn't mean you've proved something. You see what I'm talking about?
The fact that you are admitting that Islam has no golden rule proves that Islam is
No,
crap.
you're admitting the fact that you don't need a golden rule in a religion. You're making up your own ideas that a religion needs to have a golden rule to be considered a correct religion. You've made that up. No, yes you have. Yes you have.
No, I just stated the
you
fact.
have.
No, I stated the fact that all other world religions has a golden rule.
According to you.
Yeah, and
But no scholar is saying, no, that's a fact because you said it's a fact.
Okay, leave that aside. Let's say that's my opinion only. But
And that's enough for it to be wrong. You already agreed that people who govern with their mind and their heart, like you said you do, can be
you are
wrong.
acting stupid. Are your audience illiterate and 70 IQ people?
Definitely not. Definitely not. That's definitely not. They're seeing the fact. They're seeing the fact that you're ridiculous.
Argue is it's so low.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yet you haven't been able to disprove anything that I've said.
I repeatedly proved that you don't have a golden rule, and that.
But once again, you're making up a word. You're making up an idea that needs to take place.
Not my idea.
Of course it is.
It's universal.
Is it? So what scholar is supporting the fact that that religions need to have the golden rule?
All of them except you.
All of them except you. Why? Because, ladies and gentlemen, Lars over here said so. Congratulations. Go ahead.
The golden rule.
Google. Also, now our information needs to come from Google, right?
Depends on who delivers the information, but I'm quite sure.
It does depend, right? So who are your teachers? Who have you sat down with? What scholar of even a Christian religion, right? Of someone, even the Islamic religion, or an atheist scholar, who have you sat down with to learn about Islam? You've learned about it on your own.
Do you think this golden rule is a good idea or not?
It doesn't matter what your mind and heart govern. My mind and heart is not governed based upon what I believe to be true or correct. It's based upon a set of values that's been given divinely. You understand? And yours change with society. Yours change with society.
And the golden rule is not one of those values in Islam.
You're making Norwegians look bad. I just want you to say this.
The golden rule.
Norwegians are great people. Guys, I want to say this. Norwegians are great people, and that's why this Dawah Center message needs to take place so that people like him don't even like it's not even about like existing, because you can't eradicate this type of behavior. You could only educate them, and you could only combat this through education.
You cannot eradicate truth, and you're a liar.
You're right.
So
you can eradicate
Yeah.
truth.
So-
And that's why
you're
I'm standing over here
you're a
and
desperate liar.
how so? How so? Let's be honest over here. You're a hate preacher who gets clout and fame and popularity by burning a Quran. You are getting fame off of my religion. You're getting fame and popularity off of my religion. On your own, you can't do nothing.
And according to
On your own, you can't do nothing.
and according to Fahad, you're earning a lot of money.
How so?
You should.
So how much am I earning?
Have no idea.
Then you don't know yet. I'm earning a ton load of money, but he doesn't know. He doesn't know yet. I'm earning a ton load of money. This is the logic. This is who you guys follow. This is him. This is your leader. You need a new leader. You need a new leader, guys. This guy is a joker. This dude is a straight up joker. Fahad said that. He's telling me. He's telling you. Fahad, get him for a second. Are you telling him for a second at all that I'm earning some money over here and I'm earning a ton load of money?
No, bro.
No, but you know what you are doing? You're helping us, babe. You're earning.
About the Muslims. Him. Yeah.
Oh yeah. You're doing a great job. Thank you so much. By the way, thank you.
Thank me.
I am. Thank you so much. Guys, we have the #1 CEO right over here who's helping build this Dawah Center right now for us. The more you hate, the more they donate. So just give us some more.
Yeah, I will. And what I will.
Ching ching, keep going.
Just a minute, I have to turn on the other side.
sorry.
Because I don't only hear on one.
Okay.
We have this repeating subjects of Quran burning. What you come back to all the time is the emotions of the Muslims. When you
False.
Okay, so you say you're fine with it. Yeah, it looks like your emotion is a little up.
False.
Okay, so it's fine, but didn't you just say that Muslims are hurt by Quran burning?
You see, Muslims or any human being is hurt by something that's near and dear to them, Lars.
Yeah, fine.
Well, fair?
Yeah.
Fair?
Yeah.
So if the Quran, if you know it hurts them, you doing it on purpose just shows your character. And by your doing that, yeah, you can get mad, but we would rather propel that energy and cause people to unite together and build this mosque and Dawah Center so we can eradicate the hate preachers such as yourself by educating the masses.
Fine, that's fine. And I'll.
That is fine, and that's exactly what you're helping us do.
Yeah, because most Muslims are killer zombies.
There we go.
And
There we go. Come on, yeah.
they behave like violent apes.
Beautiful.
When
Beautiful.
they
Go ahead.
attack us.
Keep on. I just saw 1,000 pounds
Yeah,
just
they are-
get donated just from that comment right now. I appreciate y'all right now. You already know.
Twice they tried to kill me.
Have they? I can't imagine why anyone would want to harm you when you are filled with so much hate and harmful towards someone's beliefs and value. I don't see anyone. A second ago, when I was hypothetically talking about your mom, you got so butthurt that you wanted to be, oh, you're a pathetic little liar, but you're hurting someone's entire creed and you're surprised by someone. I can't imagine why someone would dislike you. You have such a lovable personality. And by the way, I just want to make this clear. Off camera, when he's not clout chasing, off camera, when he's not popularity hunting, he's actually a pretty fine gentleman. Very nice, very respectful, tried to get us an umbrella, and was actually very kind to us. Alhamdulillah, like he actually showed the values. But the moment the cameras start running, he becomes a different person because it's a popularity contest and he's clout chasing over here. Off camera, you're not that guy. Off camera, you're a better person than you make yourself to be. And you know what? If you're talking about dualism, it's you, because the hatred that you have towards Islam is very clear. But when asked to say you hate Islam, no comment. That, my friends, is cowardice. That is a pathetic thing, and that makes you a liar.
The problem with you.
What's my problem?
You don't accept.
My problem's that sexy? Yes, that is my problem. I look too good, mashallah, barakallah.
Try to behave.
Hey, don't tell. I'm behaving how I want to behave. I work off my own ethics, right? I work on my own ethics. Allah told me I can behave this way, right? I can. I can look gorgeous because this is how Allah's made me. I don't want to. Hey, whatever you're using for your formula.
In Norway.
What politics?
But the thing I was talking about Quran burning, the whole problem here is that you oppose Quran burning because of feelings. But
No,
but
I oppose. Let me tell you something. If you were burning a Bible, I would feel the same way.
Yeah, and still it's feelings.
Time out. It's not just feelings, it's ethically wrong. It's ethically wrong. You don't think it's ethically wrong to burn a Bible?
I've been trying to.
Is it ethically wrong to burn a Bible?
To give you this argument for half an hour?
Is it
And
ethically
you
wrong
you
to
are
burn a Bible?
Permanently disrupting me.
Is it ethical to burn a Bible? Yes or no?
That's ethical, yes.
It's ethical to burn a Bible. And
Because
I would
it's a
be
political-
mad for that too. If you said you were going to burn the Bible, I would be upset with you. It's not my faith, but I would be upset. And no right-minded thinking person would be okay with you burning. Anyone cool with burning Bibles? The answer is no.
The Western civilization and Islam.
The answer is no.
The Western-
Anyone cool with burning Bibles?
the Western-
No.
the Western
No one.
civilization-
No one wants to burn a Bible, because that's hate. You're a hate preacher. It's if you are hurting a Bible.
You are coming here with these emotions again.
It's not emotions. It's ethics.
are
It's
not-
ethics.
Yeah, and that's
It's
emotions.
ethics.
It's not an argument in a political debate. Emotions
Yes, it is.
are no, it's not.
Ethics.
And it-
My ethics teach me that I am not to destroy
Emotions
another
show
person's
that you are not
house
able
of
to
worship.
think.
That's what my ethics teach me. The Quran teaches me that if there is someone's house of worship, I am not. And the Quran teaches me not to destroy or burn someone's house of worship. If it was up to you, you'd be burning mosques down, wouldn't you?
No.
If you could, you would.
No.
You're lying.
Okay, fine.
You know you would. Because that would be the next step. What's else?
What's the point of having a discussion when you have all the answers?
Look, is it ethical to burn anyone's religious book?
Ethical, according to Western ethics, yes.
It's okay to burn someone's religious
Or a
book.
pride flag or an American flag or what else.
So it's okay to burn flags and everything like that. Okay.
The-
Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to show values over here.
Islam
Okay.
has no has an opposite ethic. That's pure evil.
Pure evil. Pure evil. You just said that it's okay for you to burn someone's holy book, and Islam does not promote that. Yet you're calling Islam pure evil, yet you're here promoting pure evil.
That is because Islam is far more than a question about burning books.
It's more superior because of the fact that it doesn't teach you to burn someone's book. Yet when you govern, my brothers, beloved brothers and sisters, people of humanity watching, when you govern with this mind and heart, and the mind and heart is corrupt, it will tell you that it's okay to burn someone's holy book when it's not okay to burn anyone's holy book. You understand? And my values and ethics teach me that. And that is not feelings. That is fact.
It's opposite your ethics, and you cannot compete.
What's the
with
Western
it,
ethics?
Because when-
No Western ethics is to burn a book.
Western
There is
ethics
no Western ethics that tell you to burn someone's holy books.
has built. A great
There is no, listen, Lars, you're making a fool out of yourself. There is no ethical way to justify burning anyone's holy book. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Ask anyone. Anyone, is it ethical to burn anyone's holy book?
only built.
You're talking a whole bunch of rubbish.
Islam is only tearing down. That's it.
Really? Yeah, you're the one promoting burning someone's holy books. You're doing that, not Islam.
You are
You-
nagging about holy books because you know that Islam is an evil and false religion.
That
And
teaches you
and
to preserve people's religion.
Cannot. No,
Right?
no,
So tell me in my book where it tells me to burn and destroy someone's temple while you're okay with your ethics to burn someone's book. Go ahead.
Well, should we look at all?
Go ahead.
Should we look at all the mosques? that
Go ahead
Muslims
and
put
tell
up?
me where is it okay to be ethical to burn someone's holy book? Go
Muslims
ahead.
Put up in,
And you said
Africa,
okay, wait.
in,
But Muslims and Islam are separate, remember? According to you, Muslims and Islam are separate according to you. Ladies and gentlemen, it is like banging your head on a wall with this dude. It is literally the same thing. It doesn't matter what you tell this man. His own arguments that he has pitfalls in and holes in, when it goes against him, no problem. So when he wants to say negative things, Muslims represent Islam. But when the positive things, oh no. Muslims and Islam, there are positive. There's nothing positive about Islam.
No, absolutely no positive about Islam. And there's
beautiful.
Absolutely no positive about Muslims.
Such a positive person.
in the West. There is zero positive. There's
Is it?
only negative thing.
Really?
Yes.
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 Okay, cool.
And that's
Because Lars said so, ladies and gentlemen. Because he said so. That's why it's true, guys. Look,
that's
look.
based on
We could
Western
be here
ethics.
all day. We could be here all day. But I just want to let you know, man. Seriously, like this way of waking up every single day and hating someone for what they are and they're different from you. This is gonna leave you towards depression and toughness.
To be a good Muslim, you have to hate the coffee. You know that.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Really. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have the person over here, Sheikh Lars over here, who's going to tell us how we have to practice our religion when clearly he doesn't even know what's going on. Yeah.
So copy the actions of Muhammad, behavior of Muhammad.
I am.
And,
I do exactly
if you
that.
do that, yeah,
I do.
then you are
Lars,
bad.
Lars, I think one thing that you've proven to everyone is how ridiculous you are and how hate-filled you are. And I think more than anything, man, you need to cleanse your heart, because this is a value that you have within yourself that's extremely disgusting. You should not be treating anyone's book. Forget Islam for a second. Forget Islam for a second. Anyone's beliefs and values, you should not be destroying it and harming them that way. Especially the fact that you know it harms and it hurts them. That's wrong.
I don't care
That's
about
wrong.
your feelings.
Aha!
I care
And it's
about
ethically
Islam
wrong
is
too.
a political
When-
system
Yeah.
that we have to prevent from gaining power in our country.
Yeah.
The whole thing is about stopping Islam from invading and occupying. And the fact that some Muslims get their feelings hurt by us doing so, that's irrelevant, because feelings are not an argument.
Got you.
Yeah.
Okay,
Very
feelings.
Yeah.
So
Feelings
ethics.
are not
Okay,
an
yeah,
argument.
it's about ethics, and your ethics teach you to burn someone's holy book.
My ethics
Teach you to burn someone's holy
me
book.
to protect,
Burn someone's holy book.
protect
Our ethics don't teach you that. Your ethics do.
Western civilized ethics.
Your ethics. So civilized ethics teach you to burn someone's holy book.
It not precisely.
Civilized Western ethics teach you to burn someone's book. Only Lars is
Your
doing
focus
this.
on
You're
the
making
Quran
someone.
indicates,
Don't do that.
Yeah, I'll do whatever I like.
Really?
And if you act like a violent ape, that should.
I'm acting like a violent ape.
that
You're
if
the one.
You act like a
And
violent
don't
ape,
put your hand in my face. You feel me? Don't do that.
Look at yourself.
Yeah, I am
You
looking
don't
at
belong in a
myself.
civilized,
I do.
civilized- no.
I do. I'm fully civilized. You're the one here burning Qurans,
you should be-
saying that it's okay
you
to
should
burn
be
people's
tolerant.
flags. It's okay to burn people's like holy books and stuff like that. And you call yourself that's Western ethics, and you're civilized by hurting someone and harming someone and being a hate preacher. That makes you civilized. That makes you uncivilized, my friend. That's what you don't
I'm
understand.
preaching what Allah and Muhammad preaches.
Really?
I'm
Really?
just retelling.
Wow.
I am just retelling what you.
So you would call yourself a Muslim. So if you're
the
teaching
most-
and following what Allah teaches, Muhammad teaches, are you saying you're a Muslim?
No.
No, you're not Muslim.
Because
Yet
I
you're
don't
following
follow.
the teaching.
But I'm learning people what.
You're learning from no teacher whatsoever. You're learning this on your own.
I'm learning it from Allah, Muhammad, even
You follow it.
Al-Tabari.
You
I'm
follow
learning
it.
it from.
You're just name dropping. You're just name dropping a bunch of things to sound a little bit more sophisticated when you actually don't know nothing.
That's fine. You can believe what you want.
It's not believing. You're showing that.
Today I'm going to have two speeches here.
Are you?
I've had let's say 100 speeches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that make you feel good?
No, but
It makes you feel good. It makes you feel popular, doesn't it?
don't interrupt.
It makes you feel good. It makes you feel like really strong.
The point is, not any
you feel good, doesn't it?
has any Muslim
Like it.
been able to point out, oh, this Lars says this and that's wrong, and that's because
What you're doing is wrong. What you're doing is absolutely wrong. It's unethical.
You heard what I said.
It's unethical.
You heard
It's
what I
unethical.
said.
It's unethical.
You heard
To burn someone's holy book is unethical.
not.
To harm someone under the banner of freedom of speech is unethical. Knowing the fact that it hurts someone and harms someone, it is unethical to do that.
No Muslim has ever been.
Yeah, because
able
you're
to
surrounded
point
around
out
cops
what-
and things
what
like that, so
I-
no one would even touch you either.
No Muslims has ever been able to point out something wrong in what I said.
I just did. What you're doing is unethical to burn someone's holy book. Forget Muslims. If you would have been doing this for Bibles, I would have been protesting for them.
I'm okay.
I would have been protesting
I'm
for my
okay with
Christian
you.
brothers and sisters of humanity if you were burning Bibles. I would have been.
But
I would have.
it's.
And that's wrong. I wanna be clear.
You are proving quite clear that you don't fit into a civilized democratic society because
Democracy does not promote this.
you don't.
Democracy does not promote someone's burning someone's book.
the freedom of
No, it
speech.
does not.
You don't
So freedom of speech means that you could do whatever you want and say whatever you want.
No.
No, but so what's the border for it? What's the limitation?
Depends on what country you are in.
So in this country, what's the limitation of freedom of speech?
We have a hate speech laws.
Yeah. So every country has different hate speech laws. So is it really freedom of speech if there's limits to your speech?
No, but I didn't approve
That's
that.
the point.
That's the point.
That's the point.
European.
That's why you won't even say you hate Muslims or Islam.
I can say it's not illegal to say that.
So but you've never not once said that you hate Muslims or hate Islam
No, I don't think. I'm
because you don't hate Islam.
no,
You don't. So you love it.
no.
So
Islam-
did you see that?
Islam
No.
is-
Did you see that?
Islam
He's like,
is
no.
a disgusting political doctrine.
So
That's
you hate
why
it.
we-
It's nasty.
What's in your head? There's something wrong in your head.
No,
because
it's actually very fine.
black and white.
Listen, the Quran burner is asking, the hate preacher Quran burner is asking me if there's something wrong in my head. When in your head it sounds like it's okay to do what you're doing.
What you are saying is either you hate or you love, but there's a lot of things between hate and love.
So what's in between hate and love? That's what you feel for
Everything
Islam.
else.
So everything else is what you feel for Islam.
No, not everything.
You
else.
have mixed emotions
As
about
I-
Islam.
as I've
I
told
think
you-
you're a secret
as
Islam
I've
lover.
told you-
I think you're a secret Islam lover.
As I have told
Right?
you.
You're secretly love Islam.
That's stupid. As I've told
You
you.
secretly love it.
Hey, stop doing.
You do though. I can tell you're obsessed with it.
Told you.
You're obsessed with
repeatedly,
Islam. You love it.
Islam is a political
You love it.
doctrine.
That you love. That you're obsessed with.
That's
That you can't.
barbaric,
You can't.
and it
Yeah.
has destroyed.
Okay.
Uh,
That you love and adore.
it has destroyed more than 50 countries.
Got you.
It
That you
has
love and adore.
It has killed more than 200.
You're obsessed with Islam.
370
It gets your
million.
juices going. You've become popular because of my religion.
are
How do you feel about
behaving
that?
Like a little child.
Yeah, I am a child though, right? While a grown man over here can't see that a child is telling him that what they're doing is hate-filled. So who's really the child over here? Is age dependent on how old a person is biologically, or mentally you believe that what you're doing is correct in a democratic society?
Yeah, that's right.
It's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's, as I said,
That's childish.
It proves that
It does. You're childish.
you don't fit into a democratic society.
I do.
You should be
I do. Because in my ethics and values, I should be deported. Where? Where do I go?
Pakistan, I don't care.
Why? You don't care. You don't care. Where do I go? If this is my country, where do I go? This country belongs to the white people, doesn't it?
It belongs to Norwegians,
Norwegians are what?
not Muslims. Because if you are Muslim,
So
you
one
cannot
second.
be Norwegian.
So if someone says,
Because of your values.
Okay.
If you have values that's opposite to our values.
what are your values? You
Yeah,
still
we
haven't been able to
talked
tell.
about that.
Yeah, and you were able to say a whole bunch of nothing then, and you're still saying a whole bunch of nothing now.
No, it's quite clear. I said that our values is based upon trust.
So Norwegian values teach you to burn someone's holy book, and that's okay to do it.
No, but you are obsessed.
It doesn't.
You are obsessed with
I'm
Quran
obsessed.
burning, yes.
Yeah, I'm obsessed with Quran burning. Yet you have gained popularity by burning someone else's holy book.
No,
You have nothing
no,
to
no,
stand up on your own.
Popularity? Let me say, people trying to kill me all the time.
But that
That's
makes
not
you feel
popularity.
important.
Feel important?
Yes.
You think I want to feel important?
Yes, you do.
Yeah. You're a
It drives
hot-
it drives people. It drives people. It drives people to do what they do. I get my importance by helping people out. You get your importance by burning a book of someone that holds value to someone else. That's where you get your importance. That's the difference between you and me.
As I said, I've had hundreds of speeches, and I've burned, let's say.
Look, are you trying to flex on us? You trying to flex that you have 100 speeches like someone cares?
I'm trying to inform you that.
No, you're trying to sound like an authority on this matter.
No.
Yeah, when you name drop, you're trying to flex and that you're an authority, that you do 100 speeches. You
are
could
wrong. You are
be
fantasizing.
because I'm fantasizing that burning someone's holy book is wrong. That's a fantasy. A fantasy.
Yeah, you're fantasizing.
The fact that burning someone's holy book is wrong, and I'm saying that it's wrong, and having that hatred for someone is wrong, you're saying that's a fantasy.
Yep.
It's a fantasy.
And you have during this talk, you had quite a lot of fantasies about
Did
me
I?
and what I think.
No, you're a cloud chaser. That's not a fantasy, that's a fact. You're gaining your platform by making sure that you're using someone else's book to burn. You wouldn't even do that to anyone else's book because you know the amount of popularity and views you get from Muslims. Come on. You're welcome. Can I just say you're welcome?
Part of.
You've never even thanked me. You haven't thanked my religion. You haven't thanked my faith for gaining all this, man. Like, you're welcome. When do I get a cut of what you've made? Huh? When do I get a cut of that? Of all these speeches that you've given 100K? Where's our cut? You're getting popular and earning money and earning popularity based off our religion. Where's our cut? Huh? Where is it? You've gained popularity. No, you're childish. You're childish.
Why are you so obsessed by money?
Huh? You're obsessed with my religion.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's because it's a political doctrine.
But you're obsessed with
It's
it.
not, and that's because it commands you to kill me. And
Okay.
occupy my
And you're obsessed with that.
And my wife, my daughter, I don't like that.
Got you. So if it was up to Muslims, you say that we'd be people.
You
heard it here, guys.
You
Hi-
are people.
Who's saying that we are? Where?
The police.
The police is saying that.
Yes.
Really? So when a cop comes over here, I'm gonna ask him, hey, are Muslims people?
We have statistics from the courts.
But remember once again, you said Muslims and Islam are two different things?
Yeah.
So if a Muslim does something wrong, how does that represent Islam?
That's if a Muslim does something that's wrong according to my ethics, but is the same thing is okay according to his ethics.
So Islam doesn't teach you to have any type of sex or anything like that, right? So a person who does something like that, they are acting on their own. If they're acting on their own, how is that a representation of the entire religion? If someone is drinking alcohol, how is that a representation of the religion? That makes them have weakness within them. That has nothing to do with the religion. The problem is, Lars, every time you want to make a point that fits your agenda and what you're trying to accomplish, you make Muslims and Islam seem together. But the moment that doesn't make sense, you're like, no, I don't have a problem with Muslims. Muslims and Islam are two separate things. You literally make no sense.
Here is the following. Yeah, this is the second time you bring in alcohol in the debate.
Okay, what else do you want to bring? What else do you bring me something else?
The point is, a Muslim drinking alcohol does something un-Islamic. A Muslim.
Yes.
A Muslim.
Why is it un-Islamic?
I'm not finished.
Why is it un-Islamic?
I don't care.
You don't care why it's
I don't
un-Islamic?
care whether Muslims drink alcohol because it's not a problem to me.
Aha!
I am not finished.
What's this? What's
I
this?
am not finished.
Okay, what's this?
When the Muslim, my wife, it's
Who your wife?
the Muslim.
Your Muslim raped your wife? A Muslim raped his wife.
Do not
Did a Muslim your wife?
not
Because
interrupt me.
because he's saying when a Muslim rapes a wife, did a Muslim your wife?
Interrupt me.
Was your wife?
Do not interrupt.
Are you trying to tell us something right now?
Yeah, I'm trying to tell it.
That your wife?
Trying to tell, but you shut up and let me answer.
Was your
Shut
wife?
up.
Don't tell me to shut up. Don't tell me to shut
You
up. Was your
are-
wife?
You are.
You're saying your wife was raped.
When?
Who raped your wife?
When?
Let's get them in jail. Who?
You are so primitive. Try
You're the
to
one
shut-
primitive.
try
You
to
said
shut
you
up.
have no. Listen.
You
Let me
are
tell you something. Let me
interrupting
tell you something
because
right
you
now.
know-
Let me tell you something right
you
now.
know this
Let me tell you something right now.
is
You could put this away. You could put that away. You could put that away. You could have this. Man to man, don't tell me to shut up. You understand?
Shut
what's
up.
Don't tell me to shut up.
Let me finish.
Let me tell you something right now.
finish.
Do not tell
Let
me to shut up.
Finish.
Do not. You need to watch your mouth.
Let me finish.
You need to watch your mouth.
When a Muslim,
Watch your mouth.
when a Muslim,
Your wife.
infidel,
Did someone wife?
when a Muslim
Yeah.
an infidel woman,
Yeah.
it is according to Islam's doctrines because
Yeah.
the Prophet did it. So it's
Wow.
not wrong.
Look at that.
The alcohol is wrong because
Got you.
it's wrong, but
Being is okay.
women is okay.
So
because
like your wife, that was okay?
you are trying to distort the argument.
I'm asking
you know
when your wife was that was okay and that was done by a Muslim. Which
When-
Muslim your wife?
when Muslims our women, it is okay because Muhammad was he infidel women and he was
Got
a
you.
pedophile.
So when a Muslim wife that you mentioned earlier, who was
Our
that? Where were you to defend her? Why weren't you there to defend her from this
Now
Muslim
you are
rapist?
acting stupid.
You're the stupid
You know
Let's be honest
that
here.
this is
You're the stupid one. You're
Sunnah.
trying to make
This is Sunnah.
it's sunnah
Sunnah.
to Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, we've been practicing Islam in this deen the whole way incorrect. Sheikh Lars has told us that it is a sunnah woman. Wow. What else is a sunnah? Go ahead.
to kill, plunder.
Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, once again, practicing Islam the wrong way. It's a sunnah and kill people?
Yes.
Go ahead, what else? Tell me.
All the other nasty things that the false prophet did is good. It's
Got you.
sunnah. Yeah.
Got you. Okay, so what else?
All.
All of them. There's so many. Tell me more.
Don't you think that is enough?
So he has two arguments. Notice, two arguments. And killing. Go ahead. What else?
I said plunder, slavery, all the nasty things, torture, all the nasty
Muhammad
things.
was slaving people,
Yes.
not the West.
And he was.
Not the West. The West wasn't enslaving people.
Hang on. Let me answer that.
Go ahead. So the West wasn't enslaving people.
I'm going to answer it if you don't interrupt me. During the time, let's say, all dynasties since man stood up on two legs has been to some degree based on slavery.
Okay.
And slavery is bad, considering due to our ethics, slavery is bad.
Okay.
And that's why white people in Europe, mainly England, but also in Belgium, stood up against slavery and also made Americans to abolish slavery 1860s. So the civilized world stopped slavery.
Can you get to your point and make sense of something, Lars, please?
But because the prophet is the eternal good example, the best behavior,
Okay.
and he took slaves, he bought slaves, he
Okay.
sold slaves, he gave away slaves.
Okay.
Because of that, slavery is sunnah. It's always
Okay.
good. And the slave market in Saudi Arabia, I think it closed in 1966.
Okay.
But still, there are slavery today in the Islamic countries,
Okay.
and it will be for eternity because it's good Islam, because of sunnah.
Okay. So in your ideas, what we're trying to do is enslave you guys as well too.
Yes,
We're trying to enslave you.
The Quran says so, and the history.
So what's stopping me from enslaving you? What do you think is stopping me?
Years ago.
Okay, so cool. This doctrine of ours. What's stopping us from enslaving you? Go ahead, talk to us.
But you're not strong enough.
So once we're strong enough, we'll be able to enslave you.
Yes.
So what are we gonna do when we enslave you?
The history shows that.
What will we do when we enslave you? Go ahead. What are we gonna do when we enslave you?
What masters do to slaves?
So tell us. What are we gonna do?
Don't be stupid. You know what
No. What are we gonna do?
slave works. They get fed. They work. They die.
Okay.
Yeah.
So can a slave buy his freedom?
Probably yes.
Probably.
How should he buy his freedom?
You tell me. You're the scholar in Islam. Tell them how they buy this freedom. Go ahead.
Let me tell you.
How does a slave buy their freedom? Tell us, scholar.
I'll tell you if you don't.
Sheikh Lars.
Yeah. When the Muslims had.
By the way, thank you so much for this
had
appeal.
slave
Dawah Center and Masjid in Norway, the largest, one of its kind. You're the most generous person here. I appreciate you.
Me again.
Go ahead.
When the Muslim barbarians had slave rights in Europe.
How do you buy the slavery? How does the slave buy his freedom? Tell us.
I'm telling you, they took more.
According to the Sunnah, right? According to that, you mentioned Sunnah. So tell me about the history and the teaching of the Prophet Muhammad. How do as a slave buy their freedom? Go ahead.
When the Muslim barbarians had slave rights in Europe and took,
What Europe?
more than
Tell
a
me how the
million-
Prophet. Remember, we don't go about Europe. We talk about the Prophet Muhammad, Allah, His book.
Interrupting me.
Tell me about the book. Tell me about the
You are
Prophet.
behaving like a baby.
Go ahead.
Stop interrupting.
Go ahead. Tell me.
Yeah.
Tell me how did the Prophet Muhammad do that? Go ahead.
You are interrupting.
But you have no argument.
I know how they bought their
Tell
freedom.
me.
Yeah. But
Go ahead.
you're interrupting.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Get to the point. How did they do it?
I think you could be a great politician because you're full of and you interrupt.
I learned from the best right here.
When did I interrupt you?
Huh?
I haven't interrupted.
I don't need you to because you're saying a whole bunch of like a bunch of smoke over here. You haven't. How does a slave buy his freedom in Islam? According to our text, our Sunnah, how?
I'm going back to that. I'm
Europe didn't exist. Europe didn't exist. So tell me how.
I'm answering it, but you are obstructing me all the time. And
Look, notice these victimized words. You're obstructing me. Calm down, man. No one's obstructing you. Go ahead and tell us.
When we have an argument, it's supposed
When
to
a
be
person
right.
doesn't have an answer, they go round and around and around. And that's,
when you stop,
am I?
Stop, yes.
Then answer the question. How do you buy the freedom?
Just look at the golden rules discussion here.
Once again,
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
whole bunch of made up stuff. How does one buy the slavery according to the Muslim
The
faith?
golden rule is made up. It doesn't exist. When
What was that? Was that your act of being funny? Like it really failed.
When the Muslims had these slave rights in Europe, they took more than 1 million white slaves because white slaves were the most expensive one because the Muslim sexual predators like to have white women as sex slaves.
Okay.
Yeah. So
How
when
can someone buy the
those
freedom?
slaves were taken to the Middle East or Turkey, they
Notice how you haven't answered the question, but go on.
I
You're
am-
trying to give us
I
a.
am
You're talking about
answering.
Turkey that didn't exist at the time. You want to talk about the doctrine and the Sunnah.
Have you heard about
You're
the
talking about the
Ottoman
Sunnah.
Empire?
Look,
Have
when you want to talk
heard
about the doctrine, you do. When you want to talk about history, you do. You don't even talk about the doctrine when you want to. You're not even. You are an ignorant man. You're an ignorant man. I don't even know if I should call you that.
Because you know that you
Show me where the how did in Islam how does one buy their freedom?
not like this story. So you're trying to
No,
destroy
my viewers don't like a whole bunch of BS.
May I continue? Yeah.
Unless you're talking about that, then no. Unless you're going to tell me how in Islam, how the Prophet did it, how in the Quran says about buying
These
freedom,
slaves-
how does one get their freedom?
These slaves who were held in Islamic countries,
Assalamu alaikum, how you doing? You okay?
they had to-
You listen to this guy, listen to him.
They had to raise money.
He wants to say that it's okay to burn holy books, and he thinks it's okay. Convince the Norwegian man why is it okay.
Yeah, no.
Lars, once again, why don't we ask a Norwegian person? Let's pull up a person and ask him it's okay. It's a democratic Western system to burn someone's holy book. Go ahead, show me one person that would agree with you. Show me one person that agrees with you.
And you are definitely
Look, once again, you're becoming a victim again. When things don't go your way, you're behaving rude, you're behaving like a child, you're obstructing me.
Yeah, you are.
Show me one Norwegian,
are
show me one person that
behaving
thinks it's
like a
okay
child.
to burn someone's holy book. Norwegian values?
a good example of how a good Muslim is.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah,
I am a
no.
good Muslim.
A good
I am.
Is a bad person.
A
because-
good Muslim's a bad person.
And that's-
Listen to
that's
that
because-
oxymoron.
No,
Listen to
no,
the
no, no, no.
oxymoron.
That's because
A good
Muhammad-
Muslim is a bad person.
And
Wow.
That's because Muhammad was a bad person.
Was he?
Yeah,
So how did they free slaves? How could a slave buy his freedom again, according to Muhammad?
Muhammad was a bad person.
According to
because,
him again?
according to Ibn Ishaq, if you read his seerah,
Once again,
and
guys,
you will see
proving the fact that
Muhammad
Lars
was a bad person,
has nothing,
and
no
I-
leg to
I
stand
personally
on.
copy Muhammad's behavior.
So
He's a bad
as you
person.
see,
Yeah.
again, Lars, you're just talking a lot, but you haven't answered any questions, right? The camera's over here. Your ear doesn't work, sir. Stay on this side. My camera's over here. Let's stay on one side over here. Let your camera see what's happening over here. According to you, Lars, and according, just so you know, the Norwegian democratic value ethical system says that it's okay to burn anyone's holy book. So it's not that he's favoriting Muslims right now. He would burn a Bible or a Torah if he had to. We all know that if you try to touch the Jewish book, you'd get canceled like this, my friend.
Cancelled by who?
You'd get canceled.
I'm
Go ahead and try it.
Okay, let's take that one. But, you
Please.
know, it's not
You
about
would.
the stopping of Islamization.
You would.
But
If you got a Torah,
yeah, let me.
Lars, if you got a Torah and you burned a Torah, it is game over for you. Don't even play yourself. Please, please, please. Don't even play yourself. And you know why? Because that's not that same 10%. The Muslims are 10% over here. But the way the Jewish people are and how combined and powerful they are, you know they would shut you down. Do it.
I am already being shut down by big tech.
You would burn a Torah.
Why should I do that?
But would you?
No, why should I?
But would you?
It's not a political doctrine that's threatening to destroy Norway.
Okay. But Islam
But
is.
still,
Yeah.
you're taking this.
You love Islam.
narrative.
Why is he so obsessed with Islam? You know, he's like in love with it. You know what I mean? You could just tell. You could tell that there's. You could tell. You could tell that you are in love with Islam. You're just in love with it. You love hating it. You
Please
love
behave
hating
like
Islam.
an adult,
I am.
okay? No, you're
You
not.
need to act your age yourself. You're probably a grandfather or something. Is this the values you want to teach your grandchildren? To hate someone's beliefs and values because it goes against yours?
I would teach my grandchildren to
Hate.
about the doctrines of Islam.
Of hatred. You're teaching your grandchildren that if you don't agree with someone's beliefs and values, you should hate it, you should burn it, and you should not care about it, their feelings, or nothing because it goes against your values. And since I'm the white man and I'm superior, I can do whatever I want.
Do whatever you want, but you have to do it within the limits of the law in the land you are.
And that's what you're doing, right? So this is freedom of speech.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's freedom of speech. But when I started talking about your wife, you got really, really upset. But that wasn't freedom of speech, right? When I started talking about your mom, that wasn't freedom of speech, right? Because it hurt your feelings, Lars. It hurt your feelings. But you just told me that facts and feelings are two different things.
To tell you about feeling is not a relevant argument. Feelings is not an argument. Feelings.
So when we talked about your mom, or your wife, why did you get so defensive? Did your feelings get hurt? Did your feelings get hurt? Yes or no?
No.
Your feelings didn't get hurt. So now you're proving the fact that you have no pride in defending your mom. You have no pride in defending your wife. What kind of man are you?
The problem with you is
What kind of man are you
not
who doesn't care
able-
about defending his mom or his
are
wife?
not able to
What kind of man are you?
understand.
What about your children?
You are not able
What about
to
your children?
understand.
You don't care about them,
You
your
are not
grandchildren?
able
You
to
don't care. So
understand.
someone says something about your
You are
grandchildren.
not able to
Someone says something
understand
about your
what
mom.
goes on
Someone says
in the
something about
brain
your mom or your
person,
wife.
because
You're okay with
you are
that.
not a civilized person.
You're not a
Therefore,
civilized person.
you-
You're not a man. You're not a man. You have no pride. You have no dignity to defend your mom. You have no dignity to defend your mom. You would let someone violate your mom because that's who you are as a man. It's gross and disgusting. The fact that you're okay with someone violating your mom shows what kind of man you really are. The fact that you're okay with someone saying something about your grandchildren or your wife shows what kind of man you are under freedom of speech. That's not freedom of speech. That's hate speech. If I started violating your mom, if I started violating your wife, if I started violating them, that's not freedom of speech, my friend. That is hate speech because I'm doing something that causes you to get angry, and I know it causes you to get angry. That's hate speech. That's hate speech. That's our Muslim mindset. No one is okay. No one is okay. Let me ask you, homie, real quick, right? Off camera, real quick, right? Would you be okay with someone talking about your moms? Yes or no?
No.
Hell no.
No.
Hell no. And look, but what if I said that's freedom of speech? But you see, right? That's where the border is. What's freedom of speech? Where do we put the line? A freedom of speech versus hatred. I know that would hurt you. So that's why I would insult you about that. If a man knows that someone is getting hurt because their book is being spoken about that they love and adore, and a prophet that they love and adore and they care about, and you're doing it on purpose, that's bullying, that's hate, that's incite. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And see, that's what this large person doesn't understand. And when we started talking about, as an example, about your mom and how it's not okay to just talk about someone's mom or someone's wife or something like that, that's when he got a little bit more defensive. You see, even a child knows this. Even a child knows this. Respect, peace up, bro. Big homie, you're a real one over here.
Okay, fine.
Because you see, the general population don't think like you. The Norwegian people are actually good people. You understand? It is you who are giving Norwegians bad. If anyone needs to be deported or removed, it needs to be this dude. This dude needs to be deported or removed. Where would he go? I don't know. Put him in the mountains where he belongs, bro. This type of backwards idea and mindset needs to go somewhere else. You need to leave Norway. Norway needs to get rid of you. You're like a domestic terrorist. This is a hate preacher right over here. I'm surprised he's not even arrested. I'm surprised he's not even arrested. You deserve to be in the mountains or some sort of hillbillies or something. Your mindset is backwards. You're giving the people of Norway, who are good, decent people, a bad name. Under your hate speech, under your act of freedom of speech, you're literally deluded within your mind. You might even be possessed. Honestly, he might have a jinn in him. Honestly, wallahi, he might actually even have a jinn in you.
Anything
For real.
The way you have behaved the last 5 minutes proves that you doesn't.
My behavior doesn't prove anything. I can behave how I want to behave because I'm my own man. You're over here getting clout by burning my book. You're getting clout by burning my book. Oh, I gave 100 speeches. No one cares. You're trying to flex that you get. You're a clout chaser.
The point there is.
You're a clout chaser.
The point there is that I.
The point is you're a clout chaser.
Qurans.
The point is you're a clout chaser. You're getting fame and popularity by taking my book and my beliefs and my values and running with it.
If that had been true, I would have burned books.
True.
Why didn't I burn Qurans?
You wouldn't.
15 years
Because
ago?
you didn't have the balls to do it.
Okay, so
and now the law supports you, so you do it.
So-
You did grow balls. It's the law that you hide behind. You wouldn't do that in front of us. You really wouldn't. You know why? You know why? You know why? You know why? Because there isn't a police around you.
You behave like.
There isn't a police around you. You understand? No. That's because you're not really a man. You're not really a man.
Let me
You're not.
update you. Most of the time,
You're not a man.
most
Really
of the
not.
times-
Like you
most of
need
the
some more
times when
dignity,
I-
bro.
Most of the
You need
time-
more dignity.
Hey, most of the
Hey,
times.
don't tell me, hey.
Most of the
Don't
times.
tell. Hey, we could cut all this garbage off. I'm not one of them. You understand? I'm not one of them.
You are a verbal, violent ape.
Yes. Okay. Sure. That's what they say, right?
Most of the time,
Listen, homie.
burn
I
the
can say
Quran.
what I need to be saying.
Most of the time,
Say that again.
I burn the Quran. It
Wait,
has
how
been
am I threatening with
without-
us? If you tell me, hey, if you say, hey, if you wag your hand in front of me, let me tell you something. This is the real world, bro. This ain't no cameras on. Off camera, you're actually a decent man. On camera, you're a clout chaser. Off camera, homie was trying to get us an umbrella. Off camera, he was acting nice. Off camera, he had manners. On camera, this is how he behaves. You're a clout
I'm
chaser.
responding to your accusations, and I'm responding to your lies, and I am responding to your Islamic behavior. You behave like a Muslim.
I behave like a Muslim, and how's that?
That's
So,
quite
yeah.
uncivilized, okay?
This is A1. Okay, I got you. Hey, listen, Lars, it's been real. Thank you so much for this amazing job
quite
that you're
amazing.
doing. Yes, it is. And you know what? The truth is this. The thing that you're trying to eradicate, you're only establishing even more. By your hatred, you're only proving the fact why we need a Dawah center and mosque in the country of Norway. And it's going to be the largest Dawah center and mosque in the country of Norway. And it's all thanks to you right now. Because this thing that you are trying to eradicate, you're only establishing more. You're showing the fact that you're a hate preacher, and hate will only produce hate. The fact that your family's around you, and I pray that someone gets guided out of your family so they could be like, yo, this dude is wrong. Like your wife, the fact that she hasn't said that, yo, what you're talking about is wrong. The fact that your children haven't said that, they're wrong. The fact that your grandchildren one day, inshallah, will wake up and say, yo, grandpa, you look like an idiot. I don't follow this at all. You need to be a real man and understand that by hating someone's beliefs and values, if it goes against yours, doesn't make it right for you to hurt them and harm them. You understand? You need to show respect and values for them. And that's not no democratic Norwegian system. Norwegians are good people at heart. Norwegians are civilized, good people. And the fact that you're giving Norwegians a bad name, you need to be deported or detained. You're discussing.
I'm defending Norway against you.
Huh?
Are
you following me now?
Yeah.
You following me now?
You're doing that for.
Listen, I don't go that way, just so you know, right? You know, all respect, but I don't go that way. So if you're trying to do that, if y'all two are a couple, you know, don't follow me like that, homie. If I'm backing away from you, you're done, bro.
You know very well that what we tell about Islam is true.
When?
And you're,
Yeah, do you need your partner to defend you?
I didn't
Notice that 1, 2 remain silent
I didn't hear what to say. What
because he's speaking in your bad ear. Tell him in his good ear.
Remember, I have it on film. They comment.
I have it on film too.
They comment to you.
Huh?
Film.
And
You just told a lie.
what did I tell?
You said I had to.
I'm done and I'm walking away.
You're done
He's a
because
cloud chaser who's getting views from this.
Again, you
So-
can't let me answer.
Go ahead.
How could we communicate if I can't answer?
Your
You
beliefs
asked me
and
a question,
values are based around
you
supporting a
don't know
man.
shit about me.
What
You don't
what's your
even
values?
try.
So you're
You
okay
don't
with it?
know a shit about me.
Okay, so tell us about you. What do you believe?
It's not about me.
What do you believe?
Lars met up with you to try to have a civil conversation.
Do you believe in what he's doing is correct?
You
You think it's correct to burn someone's beliefs and values?
I'm not going to waste my time on people.
Because you know you're not going to speak the truth. The truth is this: you support
trying
this.
to answer you, but you cut me off and you talk when I answer.
Answer the question. You support that.
Support what?
His burning of anyone's holy scripture.
I've been at his stand and burned the Quran. You told us we were afraid.
Yeah. So
Protection. I had no f***ing protection. When I
that
went
makes
to
you a
his-
man. So you feel really strong then, huh?
No, it has
You
not.
feel strong,
It has
huh?
nothing to do with that.
You feel
It's
good. You're
about you
doing.
telling lies.
What lie am I telling? The fact that you think makes you a mighty macho
10
man
10 minutes
by
ago.
making a macho man by burning someone's holy book, by harming someone's beliefs and values.
Again, you won't let me answer.
You think that's okay? It's okay to do that?
The fact was, you told us we were afraid. We would only do it with police protection. I had no f***ing protection when I was at his demonstration, Mortensrud, or all the other Quran burnings.
Okay.
So you have to stay with the facts.
Okay, the facts is you're just a hate-filled person who
That
doesn't
is
care,
we-
and they will burn it no
most
matter what.
Quran burnings are not with police protection.
If you are going to comment,
That's a fact.
I tell everyone, even my supporters, if you're going to comment.
People
on-
support you?
Again.
Walk away. You could do that. You can walk away.
Do you have
You have some your supporters. It is my show. It is my show. It is my show, and I dictate what we say. Exactly. 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 Take a good look at me. Take a screenshot too. Take a screenshot too, and tag me as well too. Yes, sir. You already know. You already know. Zamzam Boy merch out now. You already know. Go try to cop that too. Listen, man, you're a pure joker yourself. You have supporters. The fact that someone you even support and see that this is correct is wrong within itself. So because you have a few supporters, you think it's right? Just because someone supports you doesn't mean it's right.
I tried to
let's,
answer, but you wouldn't
okay,
let me.
let's answer that. The question whether some action.
Are we done with this, by the way, or are we? What are we doing with this? It's a brick wall. This is like where's this going?
Again, every time you try
The
to answer,
question whether some.
So
action
Tom, one
is-
second. Is anyone talking to you? Thank you.
The question whether some action is good or not good is well, stick to your ethics. You and I have opposite ethics, so we can never agree. It's that simple.
Ethics will never be your ethics. To think that it's okay to burn someone's holy book is unethical. In Islam, it's unethical. In Islam, burning someone's holy book is unethical.
Fine.
Fine, because it is.
In Islam, it's ethical.
It is. It is unethical.
Yeah, but in Islam, it's ethical to kill the infidels, to rape the women, to plunder, to torture. That's ethical because Muhammad did it. So
Okay.
I don't want your ethics.
Okay.
I don't want your political solution.
Okay.
And I don't want you here.
Okay.
And I don't want him here. And we're gonna. That's why we.
But that's the real. But that's the thing, right? That's what he wants. He doesn't want us here. He doesn't want him here. What about him? What about him? He's kind of brown,
I don't know. I haven't talked to him.
but he's kind of brownish. You wouldn't want him here either.
Have you asked him whether he wants Sharia in Norway?
Say that again. Wait, tell me, one second. No one's saying anything about wanting Sharia over here in Norway. You're deporting someone because they're a Muslim.
No.
So Muslims are okay,
Depends on how we define Muslims.
according to
There's
your.
only one definition, and that's
What's
the
the
Quran.
Okay, what's the definition?
You
Enlighten
have,
us.
you have to submit to and obey the commandments of Islam, the Quran, and therefore copy the behavior of Muhammad.
Okay, so a practicing Muslim does all those things. Okay, no problem. Okay, cool. So if he's a Muslim, I'm a Muslim, and maybe that kid is a Muslim too, right? Do we belong here then?
I can't answer because I haven't asked them.
What's up?
Let me ask him a question. Yeah. Okay.
Do you support this type of behavior?
I support these people's rights.
By burning Qurans?
Yes, why not? It is a book. Yes.
It is a book that is very meaningful and close to billions of people. The same way the Bible is, the same way the Torah is, and it is wrong to do it to any book.
Yes, but this is still Norway.
It doesn't make it right.